Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Boss Bay Business Show. I am your host, Katan. And before we get started on the show, I'm going to give everybody a 10-minute countdown. I know. We said we were going to get straight into it every time, but this evening I want to give y'all a quick little pause because it is about to be juicy. So if you're watching this replay, just go ahead and wait for about 9 minutes or fast forward 9 minutes on the video, and then we will start the actual interviews and introduction of the show. So enjoy the countdown, get you some snacks, get you some chips, get you some drinks. If you're watching from a phone, then you're good to go. If you're watching long ways, like landscape, then put it on your TV or on your computer so it can be nice and blown up and you can enjoy the show. Get your blankets, rub those feet together, whatever it is you like to do. But just be prepared in 10 minutes. Let's go ahead and start this countdown. And I will be back in 10 minutes so we can start the show. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Boss Babe Business Show. I am your host, Katan. And this evening, we are going to be interviewing some wonderful professionals that happen to be verified in our small business directory. So, if you didn't already know, I am the founder of Boss Babe Blog, and I help with people finding small businesses that are credible, run by passionate professionals all around the US and even worldwide. Now, we have some international clients. So, today, I can't wait to start the conversation off. As we interview these wonderful professionals, we will leave room to share some business opportunities or resources in between and during the interviews. So, today's show, I want to go ahead and start off with a professional that's been listed in our directory for some years now. She is also another business owner that is very avid about supporting and giving back to her community. She's extremely passionate about financial independence and understanding your finances, aka financial literacy. So, let's get this ball rolling in a great start and talk about how we can elevate our pockets and our lives. Let's bring her on. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to the show, Leslie. How are you?
I'm doing great and it's good to be back. Ooh,
Yes, and
yes.
you look wonderful. Leslie is rocking the blazer, the necklace,
Thank
the blue,
you.
the red, the backdrop, the glasses, okay? The head roll. So, Leslie, for anyone that does not already know you, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, I can. Of course, my name is Leslie Mahone. I am the CEO and founder of Leslie Speaks, where we provide financial support to working women, moms, non working moms. If you're a mom or a woman, we provide support across the US. We provide services such as life insurance, which is term and whole insurance, debt elimination classes, which is free. We also have financial consulting as well with different membership packages for you. And so we're just the whole shebang over here, helping
Okay.
women elevate.
Okay. Period.
Yeah.
So I do have some questions. Why the financial industry? What led you to decide to start in this industry?
Ooh, well, first I got introduced by a friend in the industry. I didn't think nothing much of it, just doing the insurance. And then when I start learning certain things within the insurance industry, I was like, well, a lot, and don't I don't mean anything by this, but a lot of our people are miseducated on life insurance and the need for it and how it can be used. So a lot of us are not knowledgeable, and my own experiences with finances as well. And I'm very, very open about my experiences because I want people to be able to relate. I've also had financial trouble. I've almost lost everything. So I'm at the point now where I want to help teach women who are doubting their journey, not sure where to start. You can come here. You're not judged, because I think the best way to learn from something is to, get it from someone who's an expert who has also been through it,
Okay.
and is more relatable and adaptable. And so they won't feel like so cringed. But that's the reason why, because I've been through the financial ups and downs. And I think there's a lot of things that can be taught that a lot of people are not knowledgeable of.
Okay. And I really appreciate um your consideration and empathy on the topic, because even as you were saying it, you're saying, and I don't mean anything harmful by this, but we are sometimes miseducated in our community. And I completely receive and understand where you're coming from, as a perspective of someone that wants to be a part of the change. And I also understand where a person who might be watching and wondering, well, what do you mean by that, might feel or have those questions. And I would like to just put the dialogue out there that in every issue that we come across in our lives, in our communities, in our cultures, the first step to getting around it or to getting through it is to acknowledge it. And
Right.
so, it's not necessarily an attack when we have these conversations. It's about, this is the problem that we are facing. How do we get through it? And the only way to get through it is to first acknowledge that it is a problem, because to sit and, we still smile and act like things aren't um, a little bit inconveniencing at times, when they don't
Right.
necessarily have to be, because of the lack of knowledge or the lack of resources or the lack of connections around us to help us get to those resources. It does us a little bit of disservice. So I do appreciate you bringing that dialogue up. And I would even go further to question and ask you, what is probably one of the biggest financial lessons that you feel like you really wish somebody would have told you in your life before you had to go through it?
Ooh, one of
No,
the
right?
biggest one of the biggest financial lessons is, and I've learned this recently because I had to, she knows, but we can't help everybody. Sometimes we are wanting to help everybody when we can't even help ourselves. And we'll put things that we have priority for financially off to the side, or we'll make adjustments to help other people. And then when you are in that financial rut, you have nobody to go to. You're stuck
Mm,
trying to figure it out. Either you're gonna make it happen, or you be like, it is what it is. And I'm at the point, and I'm at the point now, sometimes I'm like, it is what it is. I'm not gonna stress. I'm not gonna stress, because the same way people forget, the same way that you may lose something, it's not a failure, it's a lesson. And when you get back up on your feet, you know what not to do again.
yep. Yep. Man, you spoke several words in that statement. Let's start with the beginning. Sometimes you want to give people stuff, you want to help them financially. We're going to stay focused here because we could say every other area of our life, but we're going to focus on
Right.
finances. And there are many cases that I have seen where a person gave things that they did not have to give because it was someone that they cared about, or whether it be a significant other, whether it be a friend, whether it be a business peer, whoever. They just gave, and that's okay
Mhm.
to give. I'm not trying to take away from the beauty in giving to people.
Right.
However, like I shared at my Soft Girl Sunday event, we must take inventory of what we have before we just start giving, because the people who
Yeah.
genuinely would appreciate what we have to offer and would pour back into us, and it would be an investment for us to do this, they
Right.
might be sitting and ready for you, but because you just been giving and not calculating what you have to give and taking inventory of what you have, you're now put in a bind where you didn't invest in the right places. It's not that you can't give, but who are we giving to and when are we doing it? Because we can't do it when we don't have anything to give. If
Right.
I'm struggling, to make sure that things happen for me day to day, I can't go and pay off your credit debt. If I'm struggling to, pay for things in my life and achieve my dreams and get my assets, I can't go and co-sign for a vehicle that you don't have a payment plan on how you're going to pay it and you haven't been
Right.
a reliable individual. These are things we just have to learn how to say no, and know that it's not you trying to be mean to a person. It's simply me taking inventory of what I actually have to give to you and being realistic with myself. Because when we are not realistic with ourselves, we try to be Captain Save a Wallet, and then you end up in a position where you're sitting back thinking, man, if I would have known this, I would have just waited before I started giving or started doing certain things, because I really do need this income to invest in myself or to take care of myself or to pay my bills. And for some people, they get to the place where they don't have anything, and I've seen it. So that really hit head on the nail. I couldn't even get past the rest of the message. When you said that part, I was like, ooh, wait a
I
minute.
know. So y'all don't know. Talking about finances, what have you like? You be
No,
you
I'm
like,
like,
yeah.
man, you know what? You know how many times a person was like, oh, could you do? And I'm like, oh, I really wish I could, but let me go ahead and just say no, because I know that when that time comes and I need this income to do certain things, I'm going to be mad at myself, not at them,
Right.
but at myself, because I didn't take inventory of the responsibilities that I had. And people say responsibilities and they think it has to be like the required things, or quote unquote required, paying your bills,
Mhm.
getting your vehicle insurance paid. What about taking care of yourself?
Right.
What about going to the doctor just to make sure that you don't have anything that you need to check on? What about investing in your dreams that you might have been sitting on for a while because you've been so focused on everybody else? These are responsibilities as well. You have a responsibility to yourself to take care
Yes.
of yourself. So that really stuck with me. And then we have another comment. MJ actually shared one of her lessons that she wished she would have learned earlier. So one of the lessons I had to learn is to to make sure to pay the credit cards off timely.
Hmm.
Amen. I believe you. I believe you. I remember I was working in retail and I was probably like, 18 or 19 at the time. And it was a woman that was working with me. And she was like, we were both in college, but she was like in her late 20s, I think like 25, 26. And she she going over and over again. She was like, whatever you do, just don't accept the cards. Don't accept the cards. Because
I'm guilty. But I was in college. Swipe, swipe, swipe.
Yes. And
They got me.
They make it so inviting. And if you don't have that financial awareness of how to navigate through those cards, or to know which ones not to navigate through, you end up in a situation where you're like, okay, I got to pay all this back. So she just kept repeating that over and over again. And my mother had already kind of had this conversation with me early, but still hearing her say it was like real time. This is what my mom was talking about, like people having to go through that financial stress of paying back all that stuff because they didn't have someone guiding them on how to use the credit cards. Because you can use these financial tools, but how do we use it? How do we protect ourselves? And what are credible places to use it from? So now that we shared that, Leslie, I want to get a little bit more into your services. So could you start off by just sharing, what some of your recommended services or products that you provide right now?
One of the recommended services is my financial consulting membership. That one I love because it's personalized for the ladies, the moms. It doesn't matter what you are, but that that private group there is you get first dibs on a lot of information. You get information as far that other people don't get. So it's like that personalized, like, ooh, we get this. She ain't told nobody else. But you get your membership. You can personalize your consultations, whatever you're needing help with. You can actually personalize that to your needs, whether that's just, hey, I need help just getting started on my financial journey. Hey, I need help with my credit cards. I'm trying to figure out what to pay. Some are closed. It's just everybody is different. Nobody will be the same. So you tailor it to your needs. And one of the things that I do once you sign up for the membership, you get a free financial need analysis. That's the only way that I can understand where you are with your finances. What are you needing? And just be comfortable with it, because whatever you leave out, if you leave something out and there's something you really need help with, I haven't really helped you if you're not being honest and accountable as well. And it's not judging. It's just that if you really want to achieve a goal, you have to be honest with yourself and put the information you need down. You get a personalized onboarding call. You get your monthly educational videos. And I'm working on something special for that. So just hold tight in that group. Yeah, we're working on something special. We're going to do something a little bit different. But if you've been in there, you've seen the educational videos that I've done on different financial topics, whether it's debt elimination, whether it's the different types of life insurance, understanding the life insurance, what it offers, what are the pros, what are the cons, what else? Credit cards, just understanding your finances yourself, the difference between secured and unsecured debt. A lot of people don't know the difference. So, and that's where the debt elimination class. So that financial consulting membership is like a impacted class where you get all the bells and whistles. And so if you're ready to take your journey, this is where you go. And I think the membership now, it is $50 for the membership, but you get so much. And like I said, you can build your financial journey or whatever you're needing based on your needs. And of course, I'll guide you as well. But it's not all about money. And I don't want you to feel that way, but I want people to be comfortable when you're talking about money. Because again, talking about finances is not an easy subject. People kind of, I don't want to talk about my finances. She all in my business. Baby, it been times that I had $0 and be walking around here like I got $1 million. So, you know.
I'm so sorry. Oh my God, you crack me up. Talk about it.
But I'm just being real. Would you rather me sit here and be like, oh, I've never had any issues. I just got into the industry because I knew I could help. Even though I never had any ups and downs, never struggled. And a lot of people grasp to that. You want to, but why do you want to grasp to somebody that can't relate to you? And not saying anything is wrong with that, but you want to have somebody in front of you and that can guide you, that's been through it, that's understandable. Because if somebody just in here like, no, I've never had any financial trouble, I've never had any ups and downs, I'm be looking at you like,
yeah, that's not realistic. And then what you said too, like someone who understands the walk through the journey, things that it might look like, because when you're relating with somebody, it's easier to have those conversations sometimes for some people. So I
yes.
understand that.
So
And it's
just
true.
be,
We all have those
yeah.
ups.
Yeah, just be yourself. I'm gonna be myself. And then I have one client, she will tell you. She will tell you. And the thing about it is, I can't make you do anything. I give you the blueprint and it's up to you to do it. That's the thing. You're coming to me for the help, but the thing is, I'm going to make you do the work. You have to do the work. And if you're not doing the work, you're not going to get any results.
Yeah, you're right. And I do have a question when it comes to, okay, preach. But I do have a question when it comes to your financial consulting. Do we still have a few of those 90% off offers available for someone that would like to sign up? Or is that offer, has that expired?
No, we do, y'all. We got a steal going.
Okay.
Y'all better go get it. Okay.
Okay. I'm putting it right now. Look, say Les. You ain't gotta say nothing else. Let me get to my people first.
Baby, we took the zero off.
You can sign up with Leslie. Let's take a quick pause. Everybody, make sure you get this opportunity, and then we'll get right back to that interview. So if you would like to sign up with Leslie's Financial Consulting at 90% off, then you're going to use code KBOSS, KBOSS. Use code KBOSS to receive 90% off at checkout. It's going to take that order from $550 for an entire year of financial consulting. That means a one-on-one onboarding with Leslie, walking through the community, teaching you about your resources. That means monthly sit downs where you guys are going to discuss your financial plans. That means a financial needs analysis, a complimentary financial needs analysis to discuss where you're at right now, where you're trying to go, and what is a realistic plan for you so we can create some smart goals. So you get all of that plus access to her private financial consulting community where she drops tons of gems. And when I mean tons, I mean it's a gold mine in there. You could literally, there's so many things we can do with our time in a day. Like on that moment when you have a 5-minute break and you don't have anything to do and you say, what should I do with this time? Instead of scrolling through something that might be completely, brain farting, let's scroll through a financial consulting group and look up one resource that's going to help you to get to where you're trying to go. And that's just for the people that are in the moment trying to think about how to be more productive. Because I do understand we have moments where we do want to just relax and maybe you don't want to think about anything. But being intentional with the time that you spend and where you spend your time on social media can really help your growth and your mindset. So I do want to share that code. We said sign up with Leslie's Financial Consulting at 90% off using code KBOSS. Yes, and I'm about to drop that link for everybody. Sorry, Leslie, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
You're right. Drop that link.
not Leslie's financial song as well.
Yeah, we'll be coming out there in stores near you.
Yes. Mixtapes, not the mixtapes, not the financial mixtapes. Okay, so you shared some of your services, and I do have to attest being a part of Leslie's group financial consulting, because there is a difference. Normally, if you're signing up for the group consulting, it is going to be $50 a year, one time each year. However, in this consulting group, you get a complimentary financial needs analysis if you would like one. You're able to get access to her private financial community where she drops tons of gems, tips, resources to help you with finances, to help you with paying bills, to help you with finding communities or resources near you that can support you. So this is like a group coaching community, and she drops all kinds of insight and coaching stuff for everybody. Now, when you purchase a group coaching, it is different from a one-on-one coaching, as I'm sure we all know. But I want to break down that difference in the finance realm and in the service providing realm. The group coaching is we are all in this community. We are all receiving insight. She is dropping gems. She's going live. She's giving out coaching sessions in the community, and she comes to everyone together. The individual one-on-one is that financial needs analysis and understanding what you need and having a monthly follow-up one-on-one privately to discuss your specific goals that you need assistance with. So group coaching is great for people that want to take notes and get resources. One-on-one coaching is great for people that are looking for the fastest way to achieve these results the right way, because when it comes to finances, you don't want to just look for something fast. You want to make sure you're doing it the right way and you're not having to undo all of the damage that you've done from going to the wrong people or from requesting the wrong types of goals. And that's where having a financial consultant comes into play, because you could tell her what you're trying to achieve. And from there, she can determine, based off of where you are at right now, what needs to take place for that to happen. And what is a realistic time frame in the financial realm. Because it's easy to tell someone, oh yeah, if you sign up with me, you'll get all your debt eliminated in 30 days.
Don't put that on me. I don't know.
Okay. Sign up with Boss Babe Blog and get let me not put Boss Babe Blog on that either. But you know, you could have people who will say things that sound good in the moment. But when it comes to the financial industry, I would challenge everybody to remember that if it is too good to be true, do your research. And this offer that we're giving you, it does sound too good to be true. So most definitely do your research. But I'm going to help you out a little bit and tell you to head on over to bossbabeblog.com and click on that website so you can learn all about Leslie and what she provides. She has a work from home community or working mom support community. But my personal testimonial to Leslie's services is that she is extremely passionate about transparency and delivering quality goal setting plans. So just from seeing the plans that she's put in place for her clients, seeing the way she sets up her lives, she's very intentional about the topics that we need to discuss to get to a better financial ground. And then on top of that, she's not a consultant that's going to tell you what you want to hear or what you think is going to sound good. She's here to tell you where we need to be going based off of what you said your goals are and what changes need to happen in order for us to achieve those goals. She is the financial whip cracker.
I already know who that is. Yes, you know she can't buy nothing else.
Listen, y'all had to watch the last show to know what I'm talking about. But she did have a client come on and call her financial whip cracker. Yes, we did. I'm never letting that go. I'm never letting Nicole live that down. And she said that because Leslie is serious about accountability, financial literacy, making sure that you're placing yourself in the right rooms, utilizing the tools around you. She's challenging you to step outside of your comfort zone and ask for that help from her and from people in different parts of your life that can help you get to a better space. Because as she said earlier, we all go through things, and to pretend as if we don't and that we're not human is almost doing a disservice to your entire journey of growth. We need that I don't want to say validation, but we need that support. And the only way you can get it is by being honest that you need it. So I'm gonna get off my my Leslie Speaks testimonial stand. And we're gonna we love Leslie Speaks. We're gonna move to allow you to please share with us what is the financial message that you want to get out to the people this evening.
Ooh, a financial message. One financial message I want to get out to the people is when you are taking a journey and wanting to get your finances right, it's almost like a friendship or relationship, or you trying to get yourself together. You have to sacrifice things. You have to be disciplined, and your mindset. The one thing, your mindset. If your mindset is not right, you're not going to be ready to start your journey. You can sit here and talk about it, but if you don't have those three things, your mindset, willing to sacrifice, and discipline, is not going to work. And you're going to have to learn to start saying no, even to yourself. Once you do that and eliminate people around you that will cause you to have temptation to either want to spend, or if they're like, hey girl, let's go to this concert, knowing that you're trying to reach a goal. And if you know you like, oh girl, you must think, let them talk. If they think you ain't got the money, baby, if they want you to go, they'll pay for it. If they want you to go that bad, they'll pay for it. But at the end of the day, you're working on something for yourself that is short term and long term, and you're working on a goal. So that's my financial advice. When you are working on yourself and your finances, these three things got to have your mindset. I'm going to repeat it because it's key. Mindset, sacrifice, and discipline. And the bonus is saying no. And then you're ready to go if you can do those three things. plus the bonus.
Thank you for plus the bonus. Thank you for the transparency, because these are conversations that are only going to be had with somebody who genuinely wants to see something um, productive come from your growth journey. Because
Right.
there are many times where we could just tell people, you don't need much, just come on and start. But the reality is that you need to have the mindset. And I even had to pay attention to myself as I was inviting new clients or accepting new clients, Leslie, because the conversation of this is a job. Even though you might be hiring someone, you're hiring a contractor, you're hiring a service provider, you are still the boss of your own show. You are still the boss of your business. You're still the boss of your life. You're still the boss of your financial choices in your life. I said life already, but y'all get what I'm saying. And so, we have to have that conversation of how your mindset, it can be a deterrent or it can be your superpower.
Amen.
And you can have a specialist telling you this is what you need to do, but if you don't actually execute it, like you said, if you're not ready to execute, you're not going to see the results that you're looking for, because it's not going to fall into your lap. So when you're investing, you have to understand that this isn't just an investment you're making, it's a commitment that you're making. Because if you're not making the commitment with the investment, it's quite frankly probably going to be a waste of your time. It has to be a commitment of, I'm going to show up for myself. And show up doesn't mean, like I said before, staring at somebody in their forehead and waiting for the unicorns to just appear in front of you. It means whatever it is they're requesting or whatever it is they're telling you is going to help you get to that next level based off their professional experience, or their knowledgeable experience, is what you have to pull your sleeves up and execute. So I appreciate you sharing that aspect of things. So now that we talked a little bit about your services, what would you say are 3 things that you look for, or not 3 things, but what are some um, characteristics that you look for in your ideal client? Who would be a perfect client for you?
A perfect client for me, a, a client that knows that they're ready. They're ready. They're ready. You can tell when a client is ready. They're
Yeah,
serious. Serious.
absolutely.
A client that is, and a lot of times a lot of people don't know, and that's fine. But this is like a 50-50. A client that can take criticism, and not in a
Okay.
bad way. Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. That's like, girl, I see you over here. I ain't gonna say girl, but y'all know I'll be professional. I'll be like, I see over here that you stay at Dillard's more than you stay at home. I see that. I see that. I see all the spending going on at Dillard's, and Dillard's ain't cheap. I'm gonna need you to come on up out of Dillard's, sit at
Pull back a
home,
little bit.
sit at home, and just. I know the withdrawals are gonna kick in, but I need you to sit at home for a little bit. A client that has personality, laugh, be comfortable. Don't look at it as a bad thing. Don't come in as like, just because you might be going through something and at $2 in the bank account. It's okay. It's okay. Let me be the judge of how I want to help you. I'm not gonna be like, well, since you ain't got this, just come back. No, we're gonna see what we have for our services to offer you to get you started. We're not gonna turn away, and then we're gonna work on building that account. Then once you where you need to be, you got a little cushion, you can breathe. Now let's come back over here. Now I'm recommending this to you because it's in your budget. I know where you at. We're not gonna overdo it. We're not gonna make it feel like on edge, but we're gonna do what's in your budget first, and then we'll come back, and if you're ready to level up, we'll level up. We're not gonna turn you away. We'll find the services that are right for you. So basically, somebody that is ready, somebody that is personality, comfortable, laugh a little. It's not all that bad. Smile. It could be worse. And also somebody that can take criticism.
Okay, these are all very understandable traits. And if you are someone out there that fits that description, I want to recommend that you go check out Leslie Speaks. I was talking about this earlier in one of my posts, but I have so many times where people I see this in a lot of communities. I see this in the small business community. I see this in the Black community, where we don't know where to go to invest our money. We don't know where to go outside of what is already popularly in front of us, right? What's already presented to us. So we know about these brands, firms that, everyone talks about, but we might not necessarily feel like that's the place for us. And we don't know who's real and who's not real. And sometimes life gets overwhelming. And as a consumer, because I'm a consumer as well as a producer, you get tired. And it's like, okay, let me go research, is she real? Is she not real? But I'm gonna come back to it after this 10-hour shift. And after I finish running the kids to the doctor's appointment. And after I finish, making dinner, whatever it is you might be going through, you're tired. So I understand where we might feel like, I'm overwhelmed decision wise. I don't know if I should go with this or I should just stick with what's popular. But I have to give Leslie her flowers, as I did with some other wonderful Black businesswomen, for being such a credible and passionate business owner and serious about providing a level of quality that will truly be unmatched. Leslie Speaks has its own unique culture that she has created that is dedicated to teaching people how to utilize financial tools and not to look at finance like it's necessarily the enemy, but more so it's a tool to help you get to where you're trying to be. So I want to give you your flowers because you do an amazing job.
You.
Of course. And I say that because so many people, let me circle back to what I was saying. So many times we say, well, where can I find a Black owned business? What are some great businesses that I can invest into? What are some great missions that I can fund? What are some communities that I could give back to? What are some places that I could offer my services or offer my products or offer my free whatever? Because there are people out there who are genuinely aggressively looking for that. You have one right in front of you. And that is the founder of Leslie Speaks, Leslie Mahone. So if you are looking to be a client, if you are looking to go and purchase her services, they are at 90% off right now. And that is a steal of a price because it is for an entire year. So at the price where you would normally pay for a group coaching session and yearly access at $50, you can just pay for $5 more to have her for an entire year. So try this out. There's so many things we can invest $50 into. I know we all have. There's so many things, but let's invest it into stuff that's going to be bringing us something back. And I'm telling you that this is a professional who is passionate about what she does, and she is going to cater to your specific needs. Sometimes people just try to sell you anything and just put you in this box. You need professionals that understand. They need to assess you. Just like going to the doctor and you say, my arm hurts. They're not just going to throw the cast on you. If they're a professional, they're going to ask questions. They're going to understand how it started. They're going to learn your perspective. What part of your arm is it? And so that's why you need to find you a financial consultant that is responsible with her information so she can give you the resources. And like she said, if it's just not something that's in your ability to do at this time, she's not going to say, oh yeah, go ahead, sign up for it. And then you blow all your money and then be upset when we knew that you weren't there. There are people out there that do that, but this is not that case. So I want to give her flowers, and I want to make sure we keep, sharing this with people. If you know anyone that needs financial assistance, share this, because that question of, I can't find anyone. It feels like there's no support. I feel like I'm by myself. I can't find legitimate people. I don't know who to trust. When you find them and they're placed in front of you, snag them, because I promise you, you will never be leaving, because the experience of assistance that you get from small business owners and entrepreneurs, even if it's not them directly delivering it and it's someone on their team, it's a different level. It's still a different level. You're seen, you're being seen, and she wants you to be yourself. And that's Leslie's personality to a T as well. Like, she's herself. We have a great time, we laugh, but we still get to business and we take care of business. And I can attest to that as well. We laugh a lot in our consultation. Sometimes we start off giggling. We don't even get to the session. We just start off cracking up in the middle of the session. But does she get what she needs to get done? Absolutely. Does she come prepared with a list of things she wants to work on or things that she feels like we need to change or work through? Absolutely. Does she have action plan most of the time? And sometimes it's not even required because we're still working through, but she still have her own layout. So that is just my personal experience working with her as a business partner, as a contractor, as a designer on her projects, and also as a member of her financial community. So get in there. If you're not in there, get in there. Now, in there, I'm talking about. Stop. Don't have me clowning on the screen. I don't know who's watching this live. Okay. So look, it's okay. They'll be clowning with us soon. But with that being said, Leslie, I want to open the floor for you to share if you're looking for any specific things. Like, I know you're accepting clients at this time right now, and you're doing it at 90% off with our code. Are there any other resources or connections or industries or contractors, anything that you are seeking at this time for your business or for your projects or communities?
Not at this time. Oh, yes, it is. MJ. I get you.
Not you calling the contractor by name. MJ and pointing at her too. It's crazy work.
I get what you do, but yes, because I have a collaboration going on with a beautiful lady that's in the directory already who does lovely gift baskets. And we're working on something for our moms. So if you haven't seen that flyer, you better get to Leslie Speaks page, business page, or our Working Mom Support group community, where it's in there and tell you that you're gonna win that nice, pretty big basket. It's not a small basket. Y'all know, y'all like, what kind of basket is that? I know how y'all be.
You give me PTSD of when I did a giveaway and somebody was like, is it good? Is it good quality? It's one of them cheap ones. I was like,
because you know how we be, because we like, I ain't gonna pay for no raffle for that little old basket. Yeah, I know. So it's not gonna be little, but I know a mom is definitely gonna love that basket. Right now, if anybody could, any available resources that I could use to help moms, or we could connect, and you have a business or you do something with moms, let me know, because or women in general, but just let me know. I'm willing to collab, because I'm always about giving resources. That's the main thing. I have a financial hub on my website with resources going to town, how to pay bills and the pay bill apps, loans. If you're looking for a little part-time job.
I'm pulling up right now. I'm pulling up all three of them because I need everybody who's ever said they needed financial assistance, support, help, guidance, resources to tap into this live. And if you know someone that said that, tell them to tap in too. I'm about to go through every single one she just listed. Keep going, Leslie. I'm pulling up the basket first.
I have on there where you can get a loan if your job is partnered with them, you can get a loan as long as you get your bank account direct deposited. And I'll tell y'all, these resources, half of them I don't use. I'm not going to give you anything that I haven't tried. That's one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to use it first. And then when I say, oh, this is a good one for clients or visitors that visit my website, go on the Financial Hub, let me update this and put this on the website. So I'm never going to put anything on my website that I haven't used. So anything that's up there in that Financial Hub is legit.
Okay. So here's what I got. Leslie Speaks Mom Self-Care Basket Giveaway. And I love that, Leslie. We're going to come back to that topic too. So disclaimer, we are providing a jumbo self-care basket to one mom. Disclaimer, you do not have to be a working mom to win this prize. You can be a working mom with a 9-to-5, or a work from home mom, or a stay-at-home mom, which technically is still a working mom because you got jobs to do. We know. We do not discriminate. All types of moms are welcome to win. Automatically enter to win by doing these three things. Number one, join our Working Mom Support community. It is $0 to join. $0 to join. If you are a working mom, get in that community. A lot of times we feel alone. We think that we don't have support. And the reality is that we just need to put ourselves in front of people and talk about what it is that we're experiencing. I'm not saying that you got to blast all your information out there, but even just stepping in the room with like-minded individuals who understand your journey can make your mindset go from I'm all by myself to there's someone out there who might understand what I'm going through. Number two, make a post to the group with no links, sharing one way you unwind as a mom after a long day. Number three, tag a mom to this post that you think deserves a self-care basket and share why. Bonus, to increase your chance of winning, complete all three steps and make sure you mark yourself as going to this event. So that is a free event that she has taken place for a self-care basket. MJ said, yes, ma'am, I am here. She ready? Okay. Okay. So that is the working mom or the mom self-care basket giveaway. Now, make sure that if you know a mom, go ahead and just join and be a part of that. The best way to get all of these resources and stay connected with Leslie, join her communities for working moms, is going to be to go directly to her website. And then, Leslie, did you want to type in your phone number or your point of contact in the private chat so I can copy that and paste it and put on the screen or on the YouTube chat? Either or is fine. Now let's move to the next resource. What was the other one you shared? It was the Financial Hub. Oh, wait, before we go to Financial Hub, we got this 90% off. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Okay. So 90% off a financial consulting plus ongoing financial support membership. One of the biggest misconceptions that people have about hiring a financial consultant or a financial coach is that you can't find quality consultants at affordable prices. Now, obviously, depending on what your income is, affordable may look different for you. However, we are dedicated to providing financial growth and financial literacy. So we have provided an exclusive offer available to a limited amount of people where we're going to give you 90% off a financial consulting membership. Allow us to dive deeper into how we can help you elevate your cash flow and protect the income that you receive. In many cases, people do not track their funds and avoid holding themselves accountable to their financial goals. Sometimes because they feel overwhelmed, and other times because they don't truly believe that it would be able to be accomplished then with all their financial responsibilities that they have. It's our job to provide you with a transparent financial consultant who is going to give it to you straight, but most importantly, give it to you with love and support. So if you're ready to change your financial story, hop on board the money train. We need you to go sign up for this financial consulting membership ASAP. Use code KBOSS, all caps, to receive 90% off and only spend $55 before tax on your 12-month financial consulting membership. Are you ready for change? We can 100% and guarantee that if you show up, you will see financial and mental elevation. Then we have the 3 core benefits you want to look for in this membership. Number 1, a licensed financial consultant. Have a dedicated financial consultant provide clear, effective call to actions to grow and protect your income on a higher level. Number 2, financial needs analysis. Before any instructions or consulting is provided, receive a private financial needs analysis to understand where your biggest areas of growth are and redefine your goals. Number 3, 12 ongoing financial support sessions. Every month, you will have an ongoing financial support session to sit down and discuss how things are going with your goals, but most importantly, what resources we have to align with where you're trying to go financially. Coupon code KBOSS, all caps, to go and take advantage of this offer. There you have it. And then thank you very much. I'm about to drop that. I'm about to post that right now. Love it. Text finance to 478-955-2157. Let me get this in the public chat for anyone that needs it. And then I'm going to head over to that financial hub real quick. And in the meantime, did you have anything else you wanted to share this evening? Any updates going on with Leslie Speaks? Since it has been a little time. It's been a little bit since we've seen.
Oh yeah, we got some updates. You know, I am an author too. So
wait. Hold on. Wait a minute.
So we are about to get this. It's a 5-book series, which includes the financial expense tracker. If you've already been seeing that promoted, if you follow me. So MJ, thank you so much for your pre-order. Girl, I got something for you because I know you had to wait a little bit, but Auntie got you, boo-boo. Auntie got you.
She said author Leslie Mahone, put some respect on it.
But yes, look forward to those books to be available where you can go and buy them on Amazon. They're a series, and I know you guys, women, you are going to love these books. Especially, no, I just wait. But yeah, I'm about to spill the beans. But yeah, y'all will love these 5 books that will help you on your journey, in your financial journey and reaching your goal. What else do we have? I have some other stuff. It ain't related to Leslie Speaks, but I can't even talk about it right now. And I'm trying to hold it in.
Hold it. We're finding it.
Finding
Okay,
it, finding
let me
it.
pull up my thing was moving a little slow on Facebook, so I'm actually just gonna go straight to the website because that's gonna make it a lot faster, and it did. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to her services. Oh yeah, I didn't think they. Well, you did talk about the book, but some people might not have known about the book. So if you were watching, haven't seen Leslie in a while, she does have a financial expense tracker now. Is an author and has other books published as well. So, but like she said, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna wait a little bit on that. That's where I was going to this hub, Financial Hub. So when you go to her website, you'll see services, Financial Hub, about us. Click on Financial Hub, and it walks through the events and opportunities. So it says money does not grow on trees, but it does grow with the right financial resources. So we got events, funding, split pay apps, cash advances, communities, free financial needs analysis, free downloads, potential sales position, money mindset, become an ambassador, retirement planning, work from home, and a sponsorship. And sponsorship is for people that would like to become a part of the financial industry. But this is a opportunity that it depends on if you meet the qualifications, because obviously you need to be serious about this journey, since she would be sponsoring your beginnings to starting off as a financial professional. All right. So I'm briefly going to go through these work from home communities, and then I'm going to let you end it on your powerful note, Leslie. But
Okay.
we got working mom community, the working mom support group. We got debt elimination community, or debt solutions for mommies. We have the financial consulting community, which is for all of the financial consultants, financial consulting members. And then we have the free financial downloads. And this is where you can see 4 life insurance options. Click on that, download, and just kind of look at those. So these are just some of the many resources that are available through her financial hub. If you're someone out there that's needing support and you feel like you're alone and you don't know where to start with resources. You don't have to break the bank or, go and spend $1,000 on someone and you don't know anything about them. Start with resources. Go to their website and try them out. And if you haven't gone to her debt elimination class, you got to get there. You should have been there yesterday because it's awesome. She walks through different types of debt. She's very thorough with explaining some of the red flags you should look for when you're going to debt elimination programs, because there's so many options out here. It's a whole bunch of noise. So this class allows you to break down some of the things you want to avoid when you're searching for the right debt elimination program to start your journey. And depending on how ready you are for the journey, Leslie might have her own recommendations of what programs to get you started with, and depending on the type of debt that it is. And you learn all of that, the type of debt it is, how to get started, things to look for in the free debt elimination class. So again, let's go ahead and move to, I have 2 last questions. I did share one of them, the free debt elimination class. The second question, or the question that I have, is do you have any other specific free resources or services that you would recommend to somebody who's coming to your website for the first time?
Yes, for if you are a woman and you are looking for some free events to attend or seminars to attend, baby, we got them. We got, if you need to scream, we got Let It Out. We got the Women's Financial Empowerment Seminar. We have the Moms Wind Down on Fridays. Of course, like the debt elimination class. And then another business partner, also a client, Miss Arthur Lacole, that I do a financial segment on her show. And you can actually go on the website. You can go ahead and schedule out how many events you want to attend, save them on your calendar. So I have it set up that way. But yes, those are free events, seminars where you come on, we talk. It'll be done on Zoom. It's a safe place. It's not live, especially for the Let It Out Loud and the Moms Wind Down, because sometimes you just need a safe space to talk, let it out. And you don't have to air out all your business, but it's just women just need that safe place. They just need that safe place. And the Moms Wind Down will have a little music, get your little and a little drink. If you don't drink,
Oh, y'all gonna be turning up, huh?
yes, you can get you a soda. If you don't drink, that's fine. You get soda, but it's wine. Get you a nice glass of vintage wine.
Let me go take one of my family members' babies and disguise myself as a mom. Come on there with some sunglasses on, like I'm here for the wind down.
But yeah, sometimes little Bill will be running around the house and he won't sit down, and they'll match them three numbers in a minute now, so you can't do what you want to do. So you just sit there like, you need to get that glass, and just pour the ball and be like, Billy run, I ain't even fooling with you today.
I never understood that until I started watching my siblings. I never truly understood why. Like, I'd be like, Mom, she's doing this. She's climbing on the thing you told her. My mom like, Katan, please come.
As long as she's still breathing, and she ain't knocked over nothing or broke nothing.
Baby, I couldn't get it. And then when I started watching my siblings, and me and my mom, as I got older and I was able to do that a little bit more, I understood it. I was like, baby, if that child want to keep jumping back and forth on this ground or going around in circles, let that child run in circles. As long as there's nothing in the area where they're gonna get hit, you just keep on going in circles on that ground. I just keep doing what I'm doing. You got to be a mom or have watched a whole bunch of kids to understand where we come from tonight. Okay. All right, so I am going to go ahead and share your resource because I completely forgot about the Let It Out. And I just recently had like multiple business owners coming to me and expressing that they have times where they feel alone, and not just business owners. I've had women come to me and talk about that. So I'm really glad that you shared that, because I might have to find a way. I might have to put that on the flyer. I know I have the magazine that's going to be printing the second magazine, so everyone that's in our directory is in it. But a flyer for just resources like that I can post for the women that are coming through the building, because that's good. And I'm about to share it actually right now before I forget, because yeah, we need that. Let it out. Okay. All right. So now that you've shared your resources, I do have one final question for you, and that is, MJ talking about not little Bill. Little Bill, little Jack, little Susie, whoever they are, just let them run around in that circle while you sip on your wine and do your working my wine down room. But okay, so Leslie, now that we've talked about those resources, thank you again for the reminder. I just want you to share one inspirational or important message that you want the audience to sit on over the weekend and reflect over.
Ooh, I have a good one.
Oh.
And I'm going to stick with finances on this one.
Okay.
Do not let your finances control you. You control your finances, because if you allow your finances to control you, and a lot of people don't know this, it can bring on sickness, depression, mental issues, stress. It could cause issues with your body. So at the end of the day, what you can't, if you can't do anything, or if you can't pay a bill, okay, just be like, I ain't got it. I just ain't got it. Move on to the next. Because at the end of the day, sitting there stressing, it ain't gonna do it. If somebody said they're gonna help you, I've learned to figure things out on my own. And one thing about it, something will come up. You can't rely on people. Learn to rely on self. Mm-hmm. Take care of self. Control what you can control, and what you can't. It's okay. Let it go. Because you won't be the first and you won't be the last.
You said like 10 different, we could have a whole show, a whole nother show about this. But there's a few things that really stuck with me. And the first one is, you cannot rely on people. You have to rely on self, because that statement speaks to so many things. Like, one thing, there's not a lot of people who can be everything to you. It's just almost impossible, because they're still trying to be stuff to themselves. So you might be able to rely on one friend for business, but you're not going to be able to rely on her for like personal stuff or emotional stuff. You might be able to rely on one friend for like talking about family things, but you know goodness well you may not be able to rely on her or put too much weight on her when it comes to your business stuff. It's not to say necessarily rely, but like to put all of that weight in someone else's hands or expect that they're going to be the one to pull that glue together, when in reality a
Mhm.
lot of people are still trying to pull the glue together for themselves. So
Right.
that for that right there is what really popped in my head as soon as you said that. But then there was another thing that you said. What was the first part of that message? It was something else that you said that stuck with me.
You don't allow your finances to control you. You control your finances.
That okay, when you said, okay, I can't pay for this thing, or I can't do this exercise, or whatever it is that you wanted to pay for or do. Some things you have to learn how to just let it go and accept that you are where you are and move on to what the next step is, like you said. Because the longer we spend stressing, hey Kanitra, the longer we spend stressing and worrying about something that we cannot control and change, is stress that our body feels. It's unnecessary because you can't do anything about it. And I've had
Right.
so many lessons in my life from, amazing professionals, friends, family, clients, where that message just kept being replayed in my head. Where someone was like, "Well, I'm going through this mental health, or I'm going through this health issue, but I can't change that. So what I'm going to work on is what I can do." Or a person is literally stressing and breaking themselves down and
Right.
seeing that me stressing and breaking myself down didn't change the outcome. I'm still in the same place. So I'm just going to let it go and focus on what I can change. So the question you got to ask yourself in every area of your life, but finances especially, is this something that I can change? Do I have power to change this specific circumstance at this time and moment? And if the answer is no, then what do I have power to change? Do I change the way that I react to it? Do I change the way that I feed it? Because sometimes we feed problems and they become bigger and bigger, especially with
Yes.
financial problems. Do I change the way that I look at it? Because it will always be there. So do I need to change my perspective on what this financial setback, obstacle, or reality is for me? But
Mhm.
something has to change. And what's not going to change is what you have no control over.
Right. That is absolutely right. And if you know what caused that problem, if you went and bought that Cardi B ticket and you know that light bill due, you caused the problem. Let it go and move on.
Okay, that's a different level of accountability,
I
but
had to
she's
make
right.
y'all laugh, but it's the truth.
I wasn't ready. But no, that is so real though. Like you knew you caused the problem. You knew that something that you did that enabled or pushed that problem to become bigger. So why now continue to stress over the problem that it's already been created? Why not just say, okay, I did this, time for me to pick up the pieces and change it? You know? We gotta
Mhm.
we gotta find a new behavior, not to say accept it and keep doing it, but to say this is the problem that I created. I can't change the fact that my light bill is due and I pay for that Cardi B ticket. So what do we do going forward? We stop worrying about Cardi B and we focus on worrying about Cardi lights. Okay, that's what we focus on. Once we
Right.
get them lights taken care of, then we say, okay, maybe I'll go out and maybe I'll enjoy myself on a concert. Or we create alternatives to what we want to do. If you can't go to the concert, have a party in your home and everybody come together and y'all watch the concert from your home and you get some snacks. That could cost you anywhere from like five to, well, depending on food now, Lord Jesus, it could cost you
Yeah.
your life. But
Yeah. I get the
it
price.
used to cost you $5 to $30. Now it'll cost you an arm, a leg, and whatever else you don't feel like paying. But
Right.
still there are some options available where you can get you a little snacks and have your party at home and just enjoy the concert like that and call it a day. Or
Call it a day.
YouTube. YouTube is free. They gonna play it anyways. Put it on your big screen and pretend like you were there.
It's all on TikTok. I don't seen the whole concert already
Yeah,
for
see,
free.
she's talking about for free.
Money still in the bank.
MJ said Leslie is the drama. Listen, but it's the good drama. It's the drama that we need
Yes.
to hear because this is like real life stuff for some people where they are going through financial binds and changes. Sometimes it's due to decisions that they made that they can work on and are aware, but sometimes it's due to stuff that is simply out of their control. And it does not do your body, your mental health, your anything a service to be stressing yourself down and you can't do anything about it.
That
So
is true.
you accept it, you face it, and then you move on the best way that you can in that moment without dwelling on the past. That's what we got to do. And me and Leslie actually talked about that at her previous I think it was the Women's Financial Empowerment Seminar. We were talking about that, how sometimes you might make decisions or invest in things or people and realize that it wasn't aligning with what you were trying to do or where you were trying to go. And instead of sitting back and being upset with them and saying, oh, I should have never, okay, this is what happened. What's the next step? Now I know you're just not that person for these types of investments, and I move on. And what can I do to prevent this in the future with other people? What boundaries can I set? So, yeah. We just speak in facts, on a Thursday night.
Facts on facts on facts.
On facts. But thank you. Thank you so much, Leslie, for joining us. I appreciate you. And I can't wait for everybody to take advantage of your financial resources and services because, like I said, there's so many people that I hear on a day-to-day say that they feel like they're drowning. They feel overwhelmed. And you have to know that there are people out there and resources out there to support you getting to a better place. And I say one last thing, and then I'm going to hand it off to you. But when people come to you with these free resources and spaces and communities and events, it is free to you. It is not free to them. There is production, there is time, there is investment, there is intentionalism that is put into these things. And they are wonderful, rich resources. And all you need to do is step into the room in many cases. Step into the room and show up for yourself and do your own work. You do that, you will see growth in your mindset. You will see growth in your wallet. You will see growth in your business, whatever industry that it is that you're in. Not you doing a dance to the bullet points, but whatever industry you are in, you're going to see that growth when you step into those rooms and you take in these wonderful and rich resources from people who truly do care and are passionate. So thank you for being one of those people, Leslie. I'm gonna let you sign off and go ahead and just give us one thing that people need to take away from this interview today. If there's one message you need them to take and hear about Leslie Speaks or about finances, what is that going to be?
The one takeaway goes back to what I said when you're ready to take that step into taking your journey. Mindset, sacrifice, discipline, and the bonus word, no.
Period.
And that's it, y'all. It's up to you. I'm here.
She's ready. She's ready for you. Go ahead and stop by. I'm going to share her phone number one more time. So text finance to 478-955-2157 because you do not have to be alone anymore on your journey to financial freedom or financial literacy. So go ahead and text somebody who genuinely cares and is going to give you that transparency that you need to grow. Thank you, Leslie, so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show.
You're welcome, and thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Wonderful conversations, as always, at the Boss Babe Business Show. So the next person that I'm going to be bringing on is actually a member of our directory. And this individual has been a member of our directory for some time now, probably about over a year or so. And there's a few things that are inspiring about his story. He's an author. He is just recently finished with college. Congratulations on your achievements. He is someone that is big on supporting the small business community. He is a podcaster. He helps people to share their own voice and put themselves out there. And he also challenges people to look into education on their history, their past, but as well as their financial and business opportunities. So I just want to give him his flowers and go ahead and bring him on because it's been a long time. It's been a long time since we had him on the Boss Babe Business Show. So let's please welcome him on. And that is Mr. Devron. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. And happy Thursday, Devron.
Same to you.
Yes. So first off, welcome back. I'm happy to have you back. It's been a little while. Yeah. Can you please, for people who don't already know you, Devron, just share who you are, introduce yourself, and feel free to tell your story.
Okay. My name is Matt Brown, and when I was 19 years old, I got shot in my neck, and I've been paralyzed from the neck down since. September 27, 2013.
Whew. So, I mean, where do we? That's a huge thing to put on the audience. So, where do we start from there? How did this come to be, and how did we get through this?
Well, as urban kids playing in the streets, you want to catch up to you eventually. So that's what happened. So as I was um, living this paralyzed life or disability life, I had to change my mindset, and it took a while, but over the years, I learned how to do it.
Yeah, you said a lot of things. So for anyone, I mean, to be shot alone, there's a lot of physical trauma and change that comes with that. To be shot and then to be paralyzed from the neck down, correct?
Yes,
um, and to have to sit and really reflect on all of the things that have taken place before and up to that moment. Um, it's kind of like what I was talking about before, where we were talking about how health issues and things like that can take place. And by the time it has taken place, it's a very scary moment for you because you're worried about whether or not you're going to keep or have your life. So, in those moments, you're telling what would you tell people that are going through that are in that lifestyle right now at a young age, you know, living that lifestyle? And what would you tell people who have already gotten to the place or are at the place where you were, where you're having to go through kind of like, you know, the consequences or the results of being in that environment?
well, I would tell them being in the streets not the place to be. It's better choices now that there was back then,
Yeah, yeah,
and they could social media influencers and do TikTok dances and all types of different skits and fun things. So,
yeah. I agree. I would ask you, what is probably the hardest mindset change that you, because obviously you had to have some huge mindset changes during this process. Any changes in your life where now you're doing things that, or you're not doing things that you used to do? Oh, uh-oh. We lost him. Hold on. Let me see. We got to back up a video. Is this one okay, Devon?
yeah,
Okay, okay.
it was an echo. I had to
Oh,
get
get
that.
rid of the other one. Dang, you just
Yeah,
hung up on me. Ain't tell me nothing. Just
no,
bye.
no. I'm trying to figure out why it's an echo in the
Uh,
background.
oh, because you had that second one. Oh, that's too
Mm.
funny. Okay, so what I was going to say was, what is one of the hardest mindset changes that you had to make during this process?
Accountability, taking accountability for my actions.
Mm,
Not nobody else's fault. It was my, regardless if whoever shot me. It still was my. I'm accountable for my actions of choosing to be a street pharmacist or not.
mm, mm.
So
Okay.
regardless of any of all the other stuff, I'm still responsible, and that's
Yeah.
why I would people need to, not just people need to take accountability for their own actions and
Mm,
not put it on nobody else. Yes, you could put certain things on other people if they actually do something to you, but as far as your own personal decisions every day, you're accountable for your own actions.
ooh, speaking, y'all preaching tonight, you and Leslie, because what you said, taking accountability for your personal actions.
Yes.
It's like you said, you have what's the best way to say this? Your emotions are validated. To feel certain things, to be upset about something that's taking place against you, I understand that. But in the same breath, to still be accountable for your actions personally and how you choose to operate in any room or in any situation is a different level of, I would say, self-awareness that a lot of people don't necessarily get the chance to reach because they just haven't gotten there yet, or because they don't have people around them that are encouraging or pushing that mindset. So my question for you is, how did you get to that mindset, being from going from being someone that was in that lifestyle that didn't necessarily align with where you are now? How did you get there?
Well, my family, we hold each other accountable regardless. If you
Mm,
like it or you don't like it, we get held accountable for our actions. So,
yeah, I love that. And then there was something that you said that it just kind of stuck. or that I felt when you were talking about it, which is, you have to be accountable for your actions, yes. But there's another layer to this that we as people of color, because depending on your heritage, I won't say, I know for you, you talk a lot, you're very passionate about understanding the history behind your heritage, because not everybody came from the same exact place. And a lot of
Correct.
people make that assumption because of how we were grouped together through slavery. But not to get too far off topic, but there's a different layer of accountability and self-awareness that has to take place for a person of color, especially in certain areas. And actually, I might argue and say all areas, because whether you're in an area that's not the best, you're still looked at as the problem. And whether you're in an area where it is the best, you're still looked at as, what are you
A
doing here?
problem.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So I would say there's another layer behind this that we have to practice encouraging, not to scare people, but simply to have the dialogue with our youth about the importance of understanding some of the obstacles that are kind of already placed in your realm that you have to work through and navigate through as a person of color.
Yes.
Um, and it's not to excuse anything or to justify anything. It's just to say, for an average 19-year-old or average 20-year-old, whoever, walking down the street, and they're carrying something in their pocket and you can't see what it is. And they're kind of walking a little weird, a little funny, right? Sometimes for the average person who is of color, that's dangerous.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's dangerous. And I've had to have this conversation with people of color and people that are not, because I have a young brother. And with my younger brother, I've had to have the conversation of, hey, when you come in here, you can't take this in the store. And it's not that I want to limit him, it's that I need him to be aware of the reality for other people in his life. Because sometimes your reality is different from their reality, but that doesn't stop it from affecting you in a deep way that could change your life forever.
Yeah.
So
Permanently too.
yeah, permanently, exactly. So I've said this before, and people say things like, "Oh, you're being scary, or you're being paranoid, or you're being this," but no, it could happen in a blink of an eye, and something as simple as you're mistaking something that I have in my pocket for me trying to steal, when in reality I was trying to pull out, my wallet or something,
A
or I have a
payphone.
backpack on me, and you think I'm trying to run and take something from the store, when in reality I just was walking. I didn't have a car. I walked here. So that's another layer to this conversation that I think for people who are out there listening, if you are living that lifestyle right now, to understand that there are extra targets sometimes. You may not see them, but there are microaggressions, and you have to be very aware of that, because your journey might be different from the next person's journey. I just got done explaining this to somebody who was placed in the system, in the prison or a jail system, due to the fact that there was a crime committed, and the people that were with them were not placed there. They were placed there, and they also happened to be the only person of color in the situation.
Yep. You guilty by just your skin color,
Yeah.
and
So
that's unfortunately.
it is unfortunate, and it's not to be a Debbie Downer, but it's simply to understand that there's a level of reality that we have to pay attention to. We can't ignore it and dismiss it, because like I was talking with Leslie earlier, to dismiss it and ignore it is to not understand that there's a problem to begin with, and we can't fix the problem until we understand that it's
Mm-mm.
there, you know so I just had to say that, because that really popped up in my head. But now that we've talked a little bit about your mindset shift and some of the things that you had to work on, tell me more about things that you've been working on in this new life that you have.
So I have wrote several books. That's one thing, and I've been finding what niche as far as multi-leveling marketing that I'm more into than all the other ones. I found which one I'm more into because it's one of the ones that helping me on my health journey. Cause I
Okay.
know y'all was talking about health in general when it comes to owning your business or finances and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So the my new business that I just recently started last year is called Live Good. Basically, it's the same as you recruit people, get people on your team, but also that's the business side of it. But they have good products for people to help them get those nutrients and vegetables and the fruits that you need daily without
Mm-hmm.
having to break your pockets that have healthy stuff for you. So it's affordable.
Wow.
It is less than $50.
Mm,
That's the plus. That was the plus for me.
mm,
I take the products myself. I make
mhm.
smoothies. I make some shakes sometimes. It depends on what I'm feeling for that day, but I try to get it all because ever since I got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes,
Mm,
it's like I'm either low on potassium and magnesium or I'm low on B12.
mm.
It's never a never ending story with my deficiencies that been going on. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, and these products are a reasonable price for me to be able to get these levels back up to the healthy level that they're supposed to be. So
Yeah. You touching on congratulations first off. You're touching on a lot of really good topics. The first one is that health and getting those nutrients. A lot of people assume that because they haven't gone and been diagnosed with anything, that means they don't need to be getting those nutrients in. But what they fail to realize is deficiencies in certain nutrients lead to some long-term permanent changes in your health. But also are part of the reason for you feeling lethargic and feeling like you can't do anything, and not feeling energized, and your mood being off. Sometimes magnesium deficiencies can lead to affecting your mood. Magnesium is a huge key player when it comes to your mood. So I actually read some studies on, it was a study, an article that a doctor wrote about how they studied people who took their magnesium and had the proper intake versus people that did not. And the people who were dealing with depression and going through anxiety, their symptoms lessened. So having the right nutrients in your body is extremely important, and it's underrated, but it truly is you investing in your day and how productive your life is going to be. And like you said, some people got to break the bank to be able to get like these healthy nutrients and stuff. So I really think that's cool that you're in something that gives them that for a more affordable price. So you said they do smoothies, and what else?
shapes, they got CBD oil that what do you put it under your tongue, let it sit for 2 minutes.
Hmm.
So all your all the other stuff that you might take or you drink a shake or a smoothie, that it would digest, that the CBD oil help you digest the nutrients that you need to digest once you drink your shake or your smoothie. So
Okay. Do you know if are they US based? Are they
they
worldwide? What is that?
they US based and they all been tested to make sure that they are vegan and fully organic.
Okay. Nice. All right. Good to know. So, you had that. Are there any other business opportunities or networking opportunities or any industries you're seeking right now? What you got going on? Who are you looking for at this time?
Mm, Well, I'm not specifically looking for nobody,
Hmm.
but I'm more so just, and I'm lowering all my expenses. That's what I would say. That's
Okay.
things I can live without.
Hmm.
Saving and investing. I invest in the stock market, like through Robinhood. So
Okay. All right. Good to know. Are there any other products or services that you want to share with everybody to let them know about when it comes to your brand?
oh yeah, and I haven't set up the website yet, but I'm hoping people to self-publish their own books, so they're not spending over $1,000 or a
Yeah.
big figure number to self-publish their first book. 'Cause I know people be wanting to self-publish their book, and they be causing them an arm and a leg sometime or some bill money that they need to pay their bills with. So I understand that. So
That's wonderful, and you are correct. It does cost. I mean, because for a lot of people, that time, and depending on if they've been around for a long time, the price point is very high. So when you find places where you're able to get that self-publishing in an affordable price, that's a steal. So I'll definitely be keeping an eye out on that and making sure that I let people know in our network. Um, any other products or services that you have right now, or any changes that you've made?
and the only thing with my own podcast that I'm doing now,
Hmm.
besides just interviewing business owners and entrepreneurs, I'm interviewing everyday people because everyone has their own story to tell,
Yeah,
and they
very
can
true.
tell it how they want to tell it. Tell the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifference, the gray areas. it's best for you to tell your story than someone else to tell your story.
Yeah, I noticed that that's a very common conversation with authors in our community because they do understand the importance of putting your story out there. And it's a message that stays with me because you just never know who you could be affecting, whose life you could be helping by just simply sharing what you've been through because they could be going through it and not have that courage or that will in them to share it or put it out there because maybe they feel like they're by themselves. So I appreciate people like you that create spaces where people can come and talk about that because it really is a great experience. And I was actually on his podcast. Now that was a while back, but I definitely was going in on that podcast. I don't know if it was Devon. I don't know who I'm gonna blame it on, but I'm just gonna say I was letting loose about small businesses and group economics and how we can support each other better. But it was definitely a great experience because you create a space where the person coming to be interviewed, it's just a conversation between two people where we're learning what someone's perspective is. And I think that that is the essence of a podcast or a show where you're coming to share a story. So I want to give you your flowers for multiple reasons, Devron. The first one is because with the things that you have been through and experienced in your life, a lot of people could have easily just mentally clocked out and decided that that was going to be the only thing that they achieved and just end it there. You know what I mean? Um, Also, a lot of people would not always be able to have the courage to take accountability for the part that they played in instances in their life where things were traumatic or did not go well. Because it does not excuse the behavior of anyone else, but it does focus in on what we can do for ourselves and how we can better be of service to ourselves. So just seeing how not only were you able to create a mindset shift, but you took a situation that a lot of people may have broke a lot of people and you turned it into an opportunity for you to develop yourself and change your mindset and help other people do that and share other people's stories and educate yourself and encourage other people to educate themselves. It is a very inspiring thing. So I really do appreciate your presence in our directory and I love everything that you're doing. So,
Yeah, thank
of course, do you have any tips for people that might be going through, tough days, that may have experienced physical changes with their body?
you.
Um,
Always listen to your body. Because your body is your first doctor.
mm,
Your body know what's wrong with you better than the doctors know. They, I'm not gonna say they guessing, but they gotta run tests to find out what's wrong with you.
mm,
So you go to the doctor afterwards, see what they could do to help you, but also always try to maintain a healthy body as much as possible. Because smoking hookah and smoking over drinking and all that stuff is not good for you.
he said smoking hookah. I was like, oh, that's specific.
Yeah, no,
But
I'm using that as an example because when I did get shot, so basically when I they saved me because I remember telling you a while back that I know it's a long time that
mhm,
I suffered heart failure. They had to
mhm,
resuscitate me 9 times, and that was due because I couldn't cough up the mucus that was in my chest and stuff
mm,
because I was a heavy black and mild smoker.
mm,
So smoke these things does affect our body, even though we think they don't. They do. They
yeah,
definitely do. So I had to get a trachea where they had to suck the mucus and stuff out my throat, and that's
man,
not a fun thing. So
I can imagine. I mean, I don't want to imagine, but
yeah,
imagine it is not a fun thing.
yes.
Man,
So you take care of your body when you're younger and older, and as you keep aging, then you should be fine. Yes, you still gonna have health problems, but they won't be as bad as if you not doing it while you're young.
yeah, I hear you. So I want to ask you, what's on your mind tonight? What is the topic that you want to discuss with everyone?
Oh, well, this to me, listen, you everybody pick they for me. I tell people you pick what you like what you enjoy doing, something that you actually don't mind talking about, enjoy doing, or don't mind being made fun of in front of other people because I was reading through people posts through my business page where people were saying, yeah, if small business is not for the faint of heart. I'm like, yeah, that's true, because people gonna say you can't do it, or this not gonna work out for you, or you need to choose something different. But no, that's not true. As long you keep being consistent, working hard, and just pushing, cheering for yourself, for real, you
Yeah.
gonna get somebody gonna like what you talking about. Can only take one person. Then that one person turn into many,
Yeah.
and it's a wrap after that.
Yeah. You speaking facts. I mean, it's true. You have to, you can't give up on yourself, because like you said, it only takes one person, but that person will never find you if you are quitting on yourself, because you're getting discouraged because you're not seeing those instant results. And there's a lot of things in our life that we obtain that do not come instantly. But for some reason, we have enough patience with everyone else and everything else except for our dreams. You know, you work for a 9 to 5 and they don't instantly promote you. They don't instantly get you to the next level. A lot of times you don't instantly get a raise. So you have enough patience to work through that 9 to 5 and stay there and be a loyal employee for years. But then you get a business, and because you've been running this business for maybe a couple of months, you're giving up on yourself.
Yeah,
But you had the patience for people who didn't really care where you were going. Some people, not all people in corporate, but you get where I'm going with this. It's just the loyalty and the patience that we have for other people in our lives. Let's have it for our business. And when you said that, you made me think of something that I shared with someone, because they were telling me, I'm thinking about quitting my business because I'm not seeing sales are going up and down. And I said, well, if you think about quitting your business because sales are going up and down, then I guess that's a reason to quit, because that's going to be business. That's not going to change. And, you know, so
this is going.
if you're not ready for sales to go up and down, then you're not ready for business, because even big corporations, large corporations that have been around for years, sales go up and down. And even big corporations go bankrupt. So the ones that have been going for years and making a whole bunch of money, they end up being the ones that have to shut down. But even big corporations go up, make sales, they don't. I worked in so many retail spaces where we would have days where we only had like 20 people come in the store. 20 people in a shopping mall. And we still were expected to make sales with that. Now, did I do the best I could? Absolutely. I took accountability for what I could do. So when a customer came in, I greeted them, I sold to them. And because I was competitive, yes, we made that mignon at Catan stores. However, however, in many cases, you know, that might not have been the case. But if I said to myself, well, we had a slow day today, so it's time to just pack it up, give it up. I'll go ahead and start letting people go tomorrow. And y'all can just tell your family that you got to get a new job because we didn't make our sales goal this month. You know, we wouldn't be, I wouldn't be in business. First off, I wouldn't have my job. Secondly, you know, the business wouldn't have been able to thrive the way that it has. But every brand, no matter how big or small they are, has slow seasons, has peak seasons, has steady seasons, has irregular seasons. That is a part of business and life.
Yeah.
Will you have times where you're booming? Yes. But in those moments where you slow down a little bit, we had a guest on our show that we're actually interviewing this evening, and she talked about during those slow moments, during that silent time, studying and elevating your craft. Instead of looking at it as this is a reason why I need to quit, look at it as this is an opportunity for me to grow, so that when the next rush of people come through, I am prepared for them and I'm ready because I've done what I need to do on my end, you know?
Yeah.
So that's something that popped in my head. But are there any other messages that you feel like you want to share or just
And,
leave
and
with somebody?
and this the I say this the most important one. I've been talking with family members and with my caregivers and my boys and all that. I said that we all, and I'm referring to the Black community.
Hmm.
We all need some type form of therapy for healing. I don't care what kind of that is, whichever one you want to go to, because
Yes, man.
we are traumatized every day, even though we might not go through the same thing every day. We hear a sound or we see something on TV, it reminds us of someone or
Yep.
something we've been through. So
Yeah. You go places and you have to think in your head, And this is the day I knew I knew I needed to go and look and dig deep, because when you're going through regular experiences and then you just randomly have thoughts rushing through your brain, and you have to remind yourself this isn't a normal thought process to be thinking like this. This is not normal. Now, I don't know if I'm ready to share what it was I was thinking about, but I'm just going to say in the moment, I was thinking to myself, something's wrong with this picture. And then I started thinking about it even more. And I said, this is a normal thing for me. This shouldn't be normal. But because I have experienced certain things as a Black woman, this is normal. This thought process of thinking about, should I have to worry about this? And so we do need to go and get that healing and therapy. And I do think, Devon, a reason why a lot of people don't is because, well, not everybody, but some people don't, is because they don't really believe or realize that it's there. You know, you don't recognize it as trauma. But once we start recognizing that certain things that we're doing are coming from a place of hurt, then we can start to acknowledge the need for healing. So I definitely agree with you on that. And there's so many different ways to work on your healing. You don't have to go down the most advertised way. Yes, having a psychologist, a counselor, a psychiatrist, a therapist, these may be beneficial for you. But there are other ways that you can work on your healing if you're trying to find a different path that's not the traditional, way of doing it. And I think people, they get lost in that, so they get overwhelmed with the traditional way of doing things. But another way is by simply obtaining a counseling certification that you would normally do as a professional counselor, because once you do the certification, you get to see what people would ask you in therapy, and they give you workbooks and they give you guides. And then you can ask yourself those questions and take notes and write and just write it all out and put it all on paper. Now, is that going to heal everything overnight? No, but it gives you a start on where to go. And that's actually how my healing journey began for me. I think I don't know if I told you about that, but around the time of, I want to say, like right after COVID, I believe. I think it was right after COVID. My biological father passed. And in that process, there was a lot of questions that I had to ask myself to understand my emotions about it, because he wasn't someone that was in my life. My mother raised me. She was a single mom, and I watched her do a lot of things. But there's some mindsets that I had to realize, wow, I really do think like this. And so what I did was I had a journal from a professional certification course where they were teaching me how to do or execute counseling. And I started answering those questions that I would be asking someone for myself. And in the process of answering them deeply and just writing down my emotions, I started to discover things about my personality that may stem from my experience of that I had growing up with one parent, and the memories that I had. And I was able to relive memories that I didn't really talk about as much, because it's frustrating. It might be painful. It might be something that I just don't really want to sit in, because I feel like if I sit in it for too long, I'll get stuck. And now I won't say I'm mastered, but I'm better about being able to call out the emotion, sitting in the emotion, and then recognizing when it's time to get up. And that was something that I couldn't do for the longest time. I couldn't have a conversation with people about my biological father passing and about some of the things that I felt when that happened. I couldn't even talk about it without tears streaming down my face. Not because I felt like we had this close bond, but because of the loss that happened and the reality that is a part of lineage that I will never be able to explain to my children. The question of, will I be able to find somebody that is reliable so that I don't have to worry about that being the case for my child? These are things that are all flooding your mind. And so in that time period, I couldn't even talk about it without feeling like I was going to be emotional. So the conversation just wasn't had. And by sitting down and just answering those questions for myself, I was able to work through it and work through those tears that I had been holding and just release that. And so for people who are a little bit nervous about going to a professional therapist, counselor, I'm not saying don't do your research and check them out, but I am saying that it's not the only option to work through your healing. And some things can be group healing, but everything doesn't have to be a group. You don't have to announce when you're going through something and when you need therapy. I don't know why. I feel like people are obsessed with that. Like, because we're in this social era where you feel like you have to share everything that's going through your brain. When you're going to the bathroom, you need to share where you're going, what time you're going, and when you're getting up. We don't have to.
Right.
We don't have to. If you
at all.
want to, if you want to, you can, but we
Yeah.
don't have to. It's not required for you to heal. The validation comes from you internally. So you're not waiting or looking for the next person to validate that you're getting through a process. So it's okay, but it's okay to do group things as well. But what's most important, it's okay to do what works for you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's
As
where I
they
think a
should.
lot of people get lost. What were you going to say?
I said as they should. Whatever work for them, but as long as they do some type of healing.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you on that. You definitely dropped some gems tonight. You're preaching on the show. This is why we needed you back, because we need
Yeah.
to talk about these conversations. And I know you and I could probably go for hours and
Yeah.
hours, because we've had conversations before about our community, small business owners, accountability. You know, we just got done talking about that.
Yeah.
But I won't go on my rant. Is there any last message or information that you would like to leave with the audience? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't ask you. What is your ideal client right now? What would you say that your ideal client is?
A person that's they don't was for me, they just have to be willing to work hard. For
Okay.
me to work hard. Cause if you ain't willing to work hard, then not hard meaning not working smart and hard.
Mm-hmm.
Cause is other ways to do things where they got this training now where you could train yourself in all the AIs that's available to us now to help
Yeah.
think make work smarter and not harder than we normally had to work harder to get results. Now we
Yeah.
got AI where they can help us do certain things where we not stressed out because we got to do 10 million editings and stuff like that. There's tools out here now to help us.
Okay. So if you're someone out there that is willing to work hard and smart, I would get with Devron, because the industries that he has shared today, if you're just joining the live, is for people who are wanting to publish their own book and you don't want to spend, over $1,000 learning how to self-publish. For people who are wanting to change their health habits and start getting the right nutrients in their body. For people who value U.S.-based brands that are providing healthy products. For people who are wanting books, or you're just wanting some great reads. Chasing Purpose, let me tell y'all something. Can't nobody tell me nothing about Chasing Purpose. That's my book. And I'm going for Chasing Purpose too, because if you have not, matter of fact, let me see. Hold on a second, y'all. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Because I just need y'all to understand. I need you to understand the seriousness of this situation. Okay? Now look, Chasing Purpose is my book. Okay? It is so good, and it was written by Devron. I actually got to do the voiceover for this. So if you like voiceovers and you want to hear it, is it still available on YouTube, Devron?
Yes, it's still available.
Okay. So I'm going to drop Devron's website information first, because there is a link that I actually need to share that he so generously shared with me. And Chasing Purpose is a really good book. I don't want to spoil it for anybody that's going to go read it. But if you love action-packed films, then, I mean, you're going to love this. And if you love action-packed books too. I'm someone, I can do like a little bit of, the beginning of the story, starting off with a little mystery. But if you hold me for too long, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm a little tired. So with his book, I always say this, but it slaps you in the face, figuratively and somewhat literally, if you read the book and you into it. But the book starts off with a kick. Like you're not gonna be waiting that long to get into what's going on in the story. It's juicy. There's different scenes. It addresses different topics in the book, and it makes you sit and think. Makes you sit and think about a lot of things, like the relationships you have with family, because it is about a businessman who is dealing with an unhealthy relationship with family. It talks about romantic relationships and the importance of finding a partner that supports and loves on you. It
Yes.
highlights finding the importance of being with the right kind of friends and being in the right crowds, because one wrong decision or one wrong companion can have you in a really bad situation.
Yes.
Um, And there's just so many parts of this book that are so good. So I need y'all to go read it so we can talk about my least favorite character together. Okay? Because y'all gonna know who she is when you get to this book.
Yes.
And I will be reading Chasing Purpose too, so I can come back and talk to y'all about it too. And if you like the audio version, go listen to the audio version, but take your time to go and purchase this book off Amazon too, because it is a great read and it's worth it. I would love to see this in a movie. So if there's a Chasing Purpose movie that ever comes out, cartoon movie, whatever it is, if you need some voiceovers, Devron, you already know. Let me know.
Yeah, I'm working on that.
Put me in, coach. And I've been working on my male voice, because if y'all go listen to that audio, you probably gonna laugh at me. But I tried my hardest to add some bass to my voice for the characters. I try to keep it fresh, give y'all a little diversity. But we struggled just a little bit because I lost my voice like probably 3 or 4 times, if not more, in the process of audio recording his book. And it wasn't because the book was just so difficult to audio record. It was because during the process I was filming, I was doing podcasts, I was doing a show. I was doing consultations every day of the week. So it was like my voice was really just screaming for like some rest. And I didn't think about how I should be preserving it when I'm outside and when I'm hosting events. I was just loudmouth Lily all week. And then I got to the book and was like, I'm chasing purpose. So we were able to get through, but it was a learning opportunity for me. So thank you, Devron, for, trusting me with that and allowing me to do that, because it was really fun.
No problem.
And this is his website information for anyone that would like to learn more about his brand that he is now working with. It is livegoodtour.com/Devron Lee LLC. DEVRON LEE LLC after that /.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Devron. Anything else for us?
Yes, just the last thing I want to say before for anybody, not business owners, this is just for people in life. Whatever you plan to do, something, do. You got goals. Use SMART goals to achieve your goals. That stand for being specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. That using SMART goals on method, that even though it's more out there, but for me, that's what I use to help me achieve most of my goals that I achieve.
Thank you for sharing that. I would definitely have to second you on that. Specificity. Hopefully I said that properly. But you know what I'm saying? Being specific is really important when it comes to achieving your goals. The more specific you are, the more likely you are to obtain it and to be able to like just see it happening. But when you just say things generalized and then we don't actually execute with the actions, that's what makes us feel like something is not obtainable. So I would definitely agree with you on that, Devron. And if there's anybody you should be listening to when it comes to achieving your goals and setting out to do stuff, it would be Devron, because this is someone who, again, went through something in life that could have changed his perspective for the worse, but instead he chose to change his perspective for the better and focus on how he was going to be productive and continue to live out his dreams, his story in this life. So that if that doesn't tell you, you need to get over there, I don't know what will. But there's plenty of people out here who have everything they need, have always had everything they need, and struggle with getting to that next level. So get and pair with somebody who understands obstacles, how to get through them, and how to create goals so that they are able to make achievements and publish books and write stories and create courses and, focus on taking care of themselves better. Let's talk about how to execute better. Thank you, Devron, so much.
Thank you.
Yes, you have a wonderful evening. I hope to see you again, okay?
All right.
Okay, that was a wonderful interview. We talked about a lot of really great things, as usual. And our final guest that we have this evening is someone who's been on our show before. I'm interested to see what she's going to be presenting. So let's go ahead and bring her on. And I'm going to take off Devron's website, but it is in the comments for anyone that would like to check him out. I'll say it one last time. So it is https :// I don't know what that's called, www.livegoodtour.com / Devron Lee, spelled DEVRON LEE LLC. Devron Lee LLC. Boom. There we have it. And thank you so much, Leslie. I appreciate your commentary. Yes, therapy is not a bad thing. I've done it as well. You know, we kind of make things feel like it's a little scary, that healing portion, but healing doesn't have to have a face of it being overwhelming or stressful if we take the time to do the research and find the outlet that's best for us. All right, let's bring on this next guest. Hello, hello.
Hey.
Okay, lips. Hair and lips and body. I don't even know if those are lyrics. I just made it up. Some of them. Oh,
We're not gonna tell nobody. We're not gonna tell nobody.
I said hair and lips. I can't. Well, you gotta improvise.
Yeah.
So, welcome to the show, MJ. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you liking the interviews? What's your take on some of these topics we've been discussing?
You know, the topics are always real over here. So I don't know if you were looking for them little fake plushy type of interviews, but we get real over here. And sometimes the realness is not always cute. As I've told people before on past interviews, accountability is not always going to be painless.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Very true. We got a quote in the comments. I like that. Kindness is the highest self-expression of wisdom.
I like it.
I do too. Okay, so thank you for sharing that. And let's go ahead and move into you, MJ. For people that don't already know you, can you just give us a rundown of who is MJ?
MJ is busy. MJ is... I'm going to explain that in a minute, though. Just stay with me.
I'm staying with you.
MJ is fun and loving, introverted, but fun and loving. And what else about me? Well, let's go back. When I say she's busy, she's very busy. MJ is a college English professor by weekday. She's a food service worker by weekend, and she's a business owner when she's not doing either one of those. So MJ is busy. For those who may not be aware, I am the CEO, founder, and owner of 4 different brands listed in the directory, 4 of them. And each one of them, well, you will hear me promote actively 3 of them. And each one of those brands requires a different level of me.
Explain, please, because that's a really great statement.
It requires a different level of me. Travel with MJ requires me to go into math mode. I don't really like math mode. MJ's teas and custom designs requires me to go into creative mode, which is more of what I like. The Queen's Digital Studio requires me to go into the creative mode, but all of them also do require math, and math is not MJ's favorite. MJ teaches college English, and she chose college English for a reason. Okay. So when I say MJ is busy, she is busy. However, MJ does know how to carve out time for herself, for sleep, and for friends and family, because it is very important as you get older and as we are moving on through the years to make sure that you are making time for the people who love, care, respect you. Realize I did say for the people who love, care, and respect you, not the ones who just call you for money. That was intentional. If you feel some type of way, say out, you move on. Okay. Anyway.
Amen.
All right. So,
all right.
And all of that, just to say that I'm going to be the person who, and if you haven't figured that out yet, I'm going to be the person who tells you the truth, whether you like it or not. Because you have to have that one friend who is going to give it to you straight up, honest, and it might hurt. It might hurt. I know the people that have been around me, not only for just a couple of years, but like decades. Yeah. I'm not the friend that's going to say, yeah, girl, you're doing the right thing. And I know good and well, you're not.
Okay.
What kind of friend would I be if I say, yeah, girl, keep dating that toxic man. Yeah, girl, keep dating that toxic girl if that's what you're into. No.
It's the tone for me.
No.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah, girl. No, girl. Girl. Go sit down somewhere and heal. You went from bed to bed to bed. Go sit down and heal.
Not bed to bed to bed.
Bed to bed.
Oh Lord.
They say the best way to get over somebody is to get up on a new person. That's not true.
True.
That's not true. And as your friend, if you allow me, well, even if you don't allow me, but as your friend, I'm going to tell you, girl, go get somewhere and heal. Get somewhere, sit down and heal. And stop trying to be in these people's faces.
Talk about right now. She's talking about don't bring that mess here.
Don't bring that mess. You bring in drama and mess and chaos into something that can be great, but you won't know if it's great because you still carrying drama.
Mm.
You know, there's plenty of, and women, I got to pick on you. I'm gonna pick on you. Doesn't mean that men don't do it either, but I hear this more in women. I hear a lot of women say, "Oh, I still got his phone number. I'm gonna reach out to him," knowing good and well that man is happy somewhere with another woman. Oh, I think I can get him to send me a text. Delete that number and move on with your life. You can't move on to the next person because you're so worried about what he doing over there.
Mm-hmm.
He not doing you.
You know,
leave it alone.
Listen, it's crazy that we're talking about this because I just recently, I don't know if this stuff just be happening, if it's just the universe pulling these conversations, because I was just talking about how my heart really does go out to women who do not see their worth enough to realize that you don't have to chase anybody. Mm-hmm. And people who want to be in your life, people who want to give you attention or want your attention are going to show you through their actions. You don't have to chase them. So when you see that someone is exhibiting traits where they want you to chase them, you step back and you allow them to realize that you're not going to be doing that. And if they decide to step forward, that's a different story. But me stepping forward and leaning in further when you're stepping back, you chose to step back first. Oh no, absolutely not. But
I'm stepping back too.
Yeah, we got to, because the reality is that there's so much beauty inside of us and I'm speaking to the women because you were talking about holding women accountable, because we're talking directly to women. And I know men, you probably got it out there too. So this message might hit you too. But
it might hit you too.
It might hit you too. If not, it's okay. But there's so much beauty inside of you that you have. And when you think about your years when you were happy and excited and passionate, they came from a place of confidence. They came from a place of loving on yourself and being sure of yourself. And if you never experienced that, then that means we need to start living a new life to get there. But that is the best life. That is the best version of you when you are secure in yourself. So when there's moments where you feel like a person is wanting you to chase them, even if they're not wanting you, and that just happens to be what it is, lean back and allow them to come to you. And if they're not willing or unable to do that, whether it be for pride, ego, whatever the case may be, let them sit exactly where they are. Because the reality is just simply that if it's not life and death, it's not something that's that big or important. Not the emoji doing that while I'm doing that. It's not something that's important for you to be spending your time trying to push someone to be in your face when they're not wanting to push themselves to be there. Let them show you where they want to be, and believe them when they show you where they want to be
the first time.
Exactly. And what I was going to say was, and even if the words don't align, watch the actions, because the actions will tell you everything you need to know. And that's what you pay attention to. So if it's, I love you, but then when it's time for you to show up and pull up for something that's important for me, you're never there, then I hear you want to love me, but you're not here. And so I'm going to step back. That's what that tells me. But I was talking about this with another woman because we were just talking about the fact that sometimes women will, like, you suffocate because you sense that there is someone trying to get you to chase them. But in reality, that is the perfect opportunity to step back and just walk away. And from that point, they learn a very valuable lesson, whether they take it to use it with you or with the next person. The lesson that is being learned here is that nobody is too good to get booted out the program.
Right.
So
you're not bigger than the program. You're not.
No one is bigger than the program.
Nobody.
And that is
Nobody's bigger than
relationships,
the program.
friendships, business ships. No one is bigger than the program.
Business
You
ships,
gotta keep that. Look, business ships, because that's a part of our life too. Sometimes we forget, but nobody is bigger than the program. If this is not aligning and making sense, you are not with the program. Look, you and I already talked about this one-on-one in that room. Nobody is bigger than the program.
Nobody.
We will move to the next room where somebody appreciates the program, because the program is the mission and the purpose behind what we do and why we're here in every area of our life, as business owners, as sisters, as friends, as romantic partners. The program is the purpose. Nobody's bigger than the purpose. So if you are distracting me from being able to pursue my purpose in this ship that we are in, friendship, relationship, business ship, it is time for you to now be booted out. And based off your actions will determine whether you stay there. But what I do know is you can't be in here right now, because the actions they may not make sense. And that's just how you have to live through this life. You put people in that box and you let them stay in that box, because that's where their actions are showing them they want to be. And when they're ready to be accountable based off of where you are at, not them, because it's the program, will determine where and if they are placed in your life again. That level of accountability and conscious communication about the program, man, it's going to change your life for the better. Oh, yeah. And you're going to feel so amazing, because we hold these things in and we just keep trying to work with stuff and we keep trying to push people. When you said that, you made me think of even like business relationships. Of course, I love to promote and advertise, and I'm passionate about what I do. But I've had times where I've clearly stated my stats. I've stated my platform, what I do. I've given the social proof. I've shown you the results I've been able to achieve for other people, the communities I've built, the pages I've been able to grow, the followers or subscribers or clients. And it's like they want you to backflip or something. And I'm like, no. This is two people that want something mutually. And if it's not two people wanting something mutually, I have to accept that it's just not going to work, because I'm not going to keep walking forward and you're walking back. That's not how that works.
It seems like every time you meet the goalpost gets moved.
Exactly.
And I don't know about anybody, but the moment I feel that a goalpost is being moved, once I have attained the goal, you can keep that goalpost, because I'm going back this way. I'm exiting stage left.
I'm exiting stage left.
You and that goalpost can go have fun wherever you want that goalpost to be. I'm going home.
Girl, why are you
I'm going back to my communities, where my people who have already seen the social proof, already know what I can bring to the table, is waiting on me.
And appreciate what I have to offer, whether it's a new community member or someone that has been in my realm for a long time. There are people out here who appreciate what you have to offer. And when you reach that goal, they are waiting for you to support you and to now step up and be a part of that celebration. Not, okay, you've proven one trick, now, dance and do another.
I feel like this is a game of Fear Factor, and I'm not doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Look, not as real life tips, just preaching.
I'm just not doing it.
At all.
And people, this goes men and women, people need to stop jumping every time somebody moves the standard. I met the standard and now you want to move it? Okay, move the standard with somebody else, because I'm done.
Well said. So you've got to learn a lot about MJ in this conversation, I'm sure. And
in about 5 minutes, you learned a lot.
Yes, but okay, MJ, now that we talked a little bit more about you, let's get into some of the solutions that you bring to people's lives. Which business are you going to be talking about tonight, and which solutions are you sharing?
This evening, we're talking about baby business number 3, and the Queen's Digital Studio. The Queen's Digital Studio, thank you. The solution for the Queen's Digital Studio is simple. We want to be able to provide social media, what have yous, to make your social media presence stronger, your consistency start to move to where you are able to become more visible. We all know as business owners, in order for you to get the sales, get the whatever you are looking, get the followers, get the subscribers. You got to be visible on social media.
Yep.
You have to be. However, being visible on social media does not mean that you have to sit on social media for 16 hours a day. And that's where we're here to help. I want to say that we're focusing more on the done for you social media because as we all have just learned, I have multiple businesses. And one of the things that I struggled with is engagement. I struggled with it. And I'm going to be completely honest with you here because I don't know how to do anything else. I struggled with engagement. Imagine, walk with me here, having to find the engagement questions, meaning you're going to an external source. Okay. You're going to an external source. You're saving all these different engagement posts. And then because I'm a college English professor, I have to make sure that the engagement posts are spelled properly because folks don't know how to spell. So, trying to find the best questions to pose within my community or the best questions to pose on my personal page, which was lacking at one point in time, not going to hold you. And then having to sit down, copy, paste, or file, save as, and then schedule it in there. And then by the time I got finished doing by the time I got finished doing all that, I didn't want to engage. The whole point of me sitting down and putting in the engagement post was for me to be able to engage. And now I've put in the engagement post and I don't want to engage.
She said, I'm tired.
The finding of the engagement post, the saving it to the computer, adding it to Facebook's, and for those of us who have the functions to do this, scheduling posts. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And if you are, like I thought I heard my good sis, Big GA Leslie Mahone say, she took a break from social media, which is required sometimes because, boy, social media can be a lot.
Yeah.
Social media can be a lot. So a break is necessary. But we don't need to lose our momentum, our consistency, and our visibility because we need to take a mental health break. Now, do I understand we need to take a health break? Absolutely. I'm plotting on one. Okay. Plotting on one. But in that time, I still want to be able to reach the people that I'm supposed to reach. So for me, done for you social media was where I felt I needed to go. And since I've been able to use my own post, because I do use my own product, I'm a product of my product. So you can't come over here and say, oh, how you know this is going to work? Some days it might not work. Let's just keep it a buck. Some days Facebook streets are quiet. I was going to say something else, but they're quiet. And then other days the Facebook streets are loud. But how would you know if the Facebook streets are loud if you got nothing on your page? If your page is empty, how are we going to know that you exist? Because I don't.
And MJ, people forget that the timeline of when someone will see something on social media sometimes is a lot longer. It depends on the platform you're on. It also depends on the visibility. It depends on where they placed you or ranked you in the algorithm to your followers. There's a lot of factors that go into this. But what you should pay attention to is that you can create a post today and literally a year later, somebody could come back to that same post and say, I want this service. Because it has happened to me where I created a post. Yeah, I created a post in groups. And one time I created a post about, I think it was like a networking opportunity or something. And somebody came underneath the comments and was like, a year later, and was like, sign me up or I want it. And I was like, wait a minute, let me make sure I still had a service. Because what? And so I had to go back and it reminded me, okay, I got to make sure I have this open and available because at the end of the day, if it's up there, people are going to see it. When they see it, you may not always be in control of. But what you can do is be prepared and ready when they are here. So if you're telling yourself, well, I'm just not going to post anything because yesterday I posted and I only got 3 people to like it. then you're doing your future customers a disservice, because like
Mhm.
60 to 70% of the clients that I interviewed found me through social media, whether it be through a video, a live, a show, a YouTube, or a post. They watched the
Mhm.
post and they found me, but they didn't find me instantly. So had I just said, well, nobody's liking this post, and then just gave up on myself, I would have never found these clients. So you
Right.
do have to keep going. It's important. So yeah.
Yeah, you do. And so for me, my realm has started to form into done for you. And as a business owner who has to keep her group engaged, and a business owner who has to keep her personal page engaged, I no longer have the time to sit and try to find engagement posts, not times two, or however many other places that you are promoting your business. I no longer have the time. So that's my solution. I created and started to put out done for you posts, and the post can be as simple as onion rings or sweet potato fries. It's not a complicated post. It's not something where somebody has to write a whole paragraph or their whole life story. Think they're writing an autobiography up under my comments. No, thank you.
Mm,
Simple onion rings or sweet potatoes.
sweet potatoes.
Well, sweet potato
Since,
fries.
since you
Sweet
asked, sweet potato fries. Yeah, sweet
Yeah.
potato fries.
Just something as quick as that. And then I can go back in. I can say, ooh, I like sweet potato fries too. What do you eat with your sweet potato fries? Do you eat them with ketchup? Do you eat them with powdered sugar? Do you eat them with this? Do you eat them with that? And
You eat
that's
sweet
how
potato
you.
with powdered sugar, MJ?
I have.
Did you like it? What?
I
Okay,
did.
so were they sweet? They weren't. They didn't have like a salty.
I've had them with powdered sugar. It wasn't that sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Like there wasn't funnel cake sweet. Let me put it that way. It was just like a little. It added a little bit of sweetness to the what's already in the sweet potato fries, but that was it.
Okay.
Now, would I eat them plain? Yeah, I eat them plain.
I have to.
I
Just
will
curious.
eat them plain.
Just
But
nice little big back inquiry in between the interview.
yeah, big backery.
Absolutely.
But oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
But thank you. But just things like that, and then you get if you're monetized on social media, like some of us business owners are. That's one less thing that you have to do so that you can actually go back and enjoy the engagement that you are gaining from your followers. Because it's
Yeah.
nothing to, it's nothing like having the time to sit down and engage because you've already scheduled your post for the next 30, 45, 60 days if they allow it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what maybe Meta Business Suite might allow you to schedule it that far out. But I know
30 to 60.
if you are monetized on Facebook, your personal page allows you to schedule out 30 days in advance. Groups allow you to schedule out 45 days in advance. And I believe Meta Business Suite will allow you to schedule out maybe 60 days in advance, maybe 59.
Yeah.
But in those different timelines, you have the opportunity to go in, plug in your post, hit schedule, and there's one less task that you have to do. It's been a game changer for me. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a game changer because I can go in and I can enjoy the people in my community. I can enjoy the people that are following me because they're asking me questions and they're asking me to put out more information. One of my engagement posts asked, do I enjoy sweet treats or salty treats? One of the ladies said that she likes salty treats, more like peanuts and Cheez-Its and all that. I said, oh, I like Cheez-Its. She asked me what was my favorite type of Cheez-It. I'm a white cheddar Cheez-It girl, big backery. But that's what happens when you ask a question that is truly engaging to your following. And had I not posted that, where would my page be? So we provide those type of engagement packs for you. We actually do have some up on our website right now. So if you head on over to the queensdigitalstudio.net, you'll be able to find two of them that's on clearance.
Okay. Let me make sure I get those links for everybody so y'all can take advantage.
You'll be able to find 2 of them that are on clearance. And when I mean clearance, when you go and look at that price, you're gonna be like, oh, clearance, not the little play with your clearance. No, because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Once I decide to move those out of clearance, they're going into a vault, and the price is going to go up because it's going to be more information that's going to be added. It's going to be something that turns into a full year's worth of engagement, and you already have access to all 12 months worth of engagement. So it's going to turn into a vault. That price is going to go up, and you're going to wish you would have caught at least a sample of it before they went into the vault, because it's going to happen. We have 2 packs up on the website that's under clearance. We have 2 packs that are up on the website under done for you. So if you're going to the website, you can look at the different pages. We have clearance, freebies, done for you, templates, activities. Those are some of the things that we'll be getting into with the Queen's Digital Studio. So definitely make sure that you go and check out the website, subscribe to the Digital Tribe, so that way you are able to see first dibs on everything that we are doing. The Digital Tribe is going to be the first place that learns about freebies, exclusive offers, and all of that good stuff. So you should definitely become a member of the Digital Tribe. Simple enough.
Yes, it is. I did drop the information. You did talk about some of your products that you have available, as well as the stuff that could go into the you said it is happening.
It's happening.
So MJ, what's on your mind tonight? What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about, I'm gonna actually just stick with the visibility and being consistent, because that's a safe message. Everything that you do in your life, as long as you continue to breathe, is going to require consistency. It's going to require work, and it's going to require you to show up. You can't just say, oh, I want this, but you're not doing anything towards it. You want to earn a whole bag on Facebook from monetization, but you're not posting. You want your small business to take off, but you're not posting. We don't know what your brand looks like. We don't know what you look like. How are you going to gain that trust and that credibility with that person behind the screen? And if all we see from you is shared posts, and not, influential shared posts, but crazy shared posts, it's not something that everybody's going to want to be associated with. So if you're going to do something, make sure that you are being consistent. Make sure that you are being visible. Make sure you are showing up for yourself and any opportunities that are presented to you, whether they're virtual, in person, whether they're free or paid. Make sure that you are showing up for yourself, because if you don't show up for yourself, your fans, your friends, your followers, potential clients, potential customers, they're not going to show up for you. They don't know you. Who going to show up for somebody that they don't know? And when I say don't know, I don't mean strangers, because we are quote unquote strangers, but best believe you'll see us showing up for one another. What I mean is you haven't made yourself known. You haven't shown up. You haven't done anything. You're a complete stranger.
There's a power in presence. And I think a lot of people underestimate the power in their own presence. And so the thing that they say out loud to themselves or in their head is, well, maybe I just won't go. Maybe it's not that important, or maybe I'll just skip this one. But what you don't understand is that there are people out here who are genuinely appreciative and consistently seeking someone who provides a level of presence that you do, because there's I would say there's a unique print that everybody brings when it comes to their presence. Everybody has their own energy. And when you don't show up for yourself, you miss out on the people who are waiting on you, or the people who thought they were alone. But if you had been there to show them that they're not and give them that representation, it would open up that bridge to you gaining those clients and that networking opportunity and these partnerships and people who end up shopping with your business for years and years to come. So I do agree with you when you say the importance of showing up, because if you haven't done anything, how can you expect that something is going to happen? And I just want to add on to that, or piggyback off of that, like understand how important you being in this room is. And also the importance of not overcommitting. I thought about that too when you were talking, because sometimes overcommitment, it kind of derails presence. When you say that, I'm going to show up every week and I'm going to advertise this photo of my shirt that I'm selling. But you can't show up every week because you have a very busy and hectic schedule. So then when you're unable to show up, you start to get discouraged. Then you feel like, well, what's the point? Then you stop showing up altogether. Then you lose your momentum. So really sitting down and kind of like taking inventory of how much time and energy you actually have to expend or extend, and then committing to something and following all the way through. Because sometimes in those moments where you want to give up or you want to quit on something, it's the best thing to follow through. And a great example would be like, I went to a event, right, for one of my clients, and I was really excited about the event. But the day of the event, there were some things that were taking place behind the scenes that had me just extremely exhausted. However, it's important to make sure you take your rest, but it's also important to hold yourself accountable to your commitments. And I committed to follow through and go to this event. And when I went, it was like a little bit of weight lifted off of me. And I was actually really happy. I mean, I know I was going to be happy to be there, but it was like I was able to get a refresh. It was a breath of fresh air. And so had I let my mind trick me into thinking that I needed to stay somewhere and seclude myself, I would have just been sitting in those feelings and those emotions. But instead, I chose to make myself get out. I invited my friends to come out with me. I showed up in the community. I smiled. I got dressed up. I put my best foot forward, even though I wasn't feeling my best. And by the end of the day, I was extremely happy that I did it, because I was able to show up for somebody and it really meant a lot to them. I was able to meet new people that I would not have ever met if I hadn't gone to that room, and start collaborations, partnerships, and clients through that room. I was able to share memories with a close friend that I really do love and care about, but we were also able to talk about what we were going through together. Sometimes you don't talk about what you're going through on the phone or through text message because it's a little overwhelming, or you don't want to talk about it. Find those physical places where you can start practicing showing up for yourself, so that you can get yourself out there and understand the power in your presence. And when your momentum starts to build, your business will follow. So I do think that that's a really great tip. Is there anything else that you feel like you want to share with the audience this evening?
Besides go check out the website and subscribe to the Digital Tribe, be the person that you want to see. If you want a great audience, you have to be a great audience member. Not all the time is it going to be about you and your product. Sometimes you need to go and show up for other business owners and let them know, hey, we might be in the same industry. We might be doing the exact same thing, but because we are in the same industry, I am here to, just support you. But don't be disrespectful. Don't be disrespectful. If you are in a community and this person sells the same thing that you sell, have the grace to respectfully decline the invite. Don't do that. Case in point, don't go in somebody's group knowing
that. Go into a rant. I knew it. I wasn't gonna say nothing. Okay, go ahead.
Don't be going into somebody else's group knowing that y'all sell the same thing, and then poach their customers or their clients. That is tacky. That's tacky. Tacky. Because why? That's one of the biggest reasons why I don't accept a lot of group invites that are travel advisors. Because we're doing the same thing. You looking for clients? I'm looking for clients.
I just experienced this, MJ. I was promoting something, and I don't mind promoting and talking to like-minded professionals in the same industry. You know what I mean? I make sure that the resources that I have, they are mutually beneficial. So I'm helping somebody, but I'm also helping myself move closer to our mission here at Boss Babe Blog. So I don't mind it. But there was a moment where I was in a community room and I was promoting something for my brand. And somebody took it upon themselves. I guess they felt like in that moment, that was a great time for them to now promote the same thing that I was promoting in my spotlight. So, without giving too much information. But I think that what you said the first time, it does ring to this comment as well, which is be what you want to see. And there's another statement that you made that is extremely important for entrepreneurs to take with them. So if there's anyone starting a business or thinking about starting a business, this message is for you. It's not always about you.
Right.
Sometimes it's about the community. A lot of times, and all times, it might be about your clients. There will be moments when you are incorporated into all of those segments, but understanding that being an entrepreneur is quite literally being of service and creating a solution. That's what an entrepreneur is. You see that women want a stylish dress that's bold and fun. So you go create a boutique where you create stylish and bold dresses. You see that people need help with their finances. So you go and create a financial consulting course where you teach them how to do everything. You are thinking of the people. So when you become a servant to the people, you start to gain their trust, and it's not so hard. You don't have to feel like you have to be so aggressive in ways that they're not inviting you to get them to see the value in what you're providing. So I just got done talking about that. You know, you and I talked about that one-on-one. I've talked about it in rooms. Sometimes it's not about you. It's about how you can help somebody feel better, how you can get someone a solution.
Right. And let me clarify. It's one thing to be in the same community as another person, and somebody's asking for services and like, hey, hey, I do this, and hey, I do this as well. But if you're going into somebody's specific community that they have built, that the credibility has been formed or is forming, and then you go and pick the tackiest moment to go compare yourself to the business owner whose group that belongs to, don't be that person. Don't be that person.
It's a self-awareness thing, MJ. I think it's something that comes with time, because even in friendships and in family relationships, you see this. A lot of people don't realize they do it. But it's like when a person says something about themselves, there's like a urge within them to want to then go and compare what they have going. Being a great audience and being a great servant, not to say that you can't also, be in that spotlight, but learning to be a great audience also is about learning to practice active listening and active reading. So when someone is coming to you and saying, I have a solution, and this is a great tip for entrepreneurs, I got another one. But if someone says, I need help with finding clients, I'm looking for clients that would want to shop my business. And then you get under the comments and you start selling your products. That's not being of service. And it doesn't show someone that you are providing a solution. And it's also not actively listening to what it is that they're saying they're seeking. It's almost like you're ignoring what they're saying to then go and announce something that you feel like is important in that moment. And it's not to say you can't do it, but it is to say that it might not be as productive as an entrepreneur, because our goal is to show people that we are the solution. So even if we're in the same industry, I want to be the solution. I want to be a person that you say, hey, she might have resources that could help me. Or, hey, she might understand where I'm coming from, versus, hey, that's the person that always is trying to make every moment and every living second about them when I'm needing help or when I'm seeking something or when I'm building something. It always goes back to what's in it for them or why it's about them. Sometimes you have to flip the script and challenge yourself to ask, how can I be of service and how can I help? And when you start doing that, people have a different level of respect for you because they understand that you're coming from a place of wanting to help and sincerity versus coming from a place of scarcity where it's like you just want to get something. You know what I mean? So, those are just thoughts that come in my head. I feel like, I'm just sharing for anyone out there that might be going through it or thinking about becoming an entrepreneur. These are things to keep in your head. Being what you want to see, as MJ said earlier, huge pointer. Any other pointers you want to add, MJ? Any other conversations? Anything on your heart?
Just to continue to be mindful, get yourself in the room with other people, but be mindful of how you present yourself in the room with other people. It's important because you don't want to come off as the overly pushy business owner, but you also don't want to come off as, just, you don't want to be rude either. There's a time and place to, interact in a certain environment, and there's a time and place to interact in a certain tone. And Facebook is not the place for you to be interacting in a certain tone, especially if it's mean, rude, and nasty. Take that stuff offline.
Oh, you talking about the business rants?
Yeah, take it offline. Rants happen. Go find you a group, a non-business group. Don't put it on your page. And act like we have some decorum, please. Thank you.
Release. Find your outlet. Find your safe space.
Whatever works, but putting it on your Facebook timeline is not it.
Okay. Good tips. Good insight. A lot for entrepreneurs, some for people who are just going through navigating, trying to grow their dreams. And I want to end with your message. What is the inspirational message or thought that you would like to have people think about over the weekend?
I want folks to think about putting in the work and being consistent. I want folks to remember that it's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a weekend. It's not even going to happen in a week or a month. Some of your clients may not see you for the first year that you are being consistent. Some of your clients may not see you for the first 3 years that you're being consistent. That's okay. Keep showing up. Because if you don't show up because you haven't seen anything in like 2 months and you start to get discouraged, well, month 2, day 1, somebody comes knocking, and you're not there.
Yeah.
Keep showing up. It's not going to be the first month. It might not be the first year for some. Keep showing up. Because if you don't show up and you don't remain consistent, that traction that you have started to form will die quicker than you got it.
You lose that momentum.
Keep showing up. That's the message for tonight.
Well, you heard it from MJ. Before she goes, I also want to give her flowers like I did with the other amazing entrepreneurs. So for MJ, I haven't given them yet. Give me a second.
Listen, it's been a challenge for me to accept flowers, but I always appreciate it.
Yeah, that's something for me too. I would say I accept them, but receiving and processing them, naturally, and not being so up here and in here as I'm processing them, I think is something that I've been working through. And Soft Girl Sunday has definitely created a space where I feel comfortable practicing that. But I want to give you your flowers as an entrepreneur for a few reasons. Now, when we're talking about solutions, if you're looking for digital products, I do want to share, as I've shared in the past, when it comes to business, there are many ways to do things. I'm not ever going to be the person to say, you have to do it this way, and if you don't do it this way, you won't be successful, because that wouldn't be accurate, right? There's many of places you can go to purchase. However, if you're someone that values shopping with small businesses and you would like to purchase some digital products, I do recommend the Queen's Digital Studio. And the reason why is because it's owned by an entrepreneur that is reliable, professional, great when it comes to time frame communication, and she's going to get the job done, and she's passionate about getting the job done. But on top of that, what she's selling to you is something that is beneficial, because I've used them in my past. Maybe we didn't have her brand in the beginning to use them from, but engagement posts, like she said, are great on social media. It gets people talking. It gets people having great conversation. So to not have to think about it, and you're able to just go in and schedule them, you just get them, download them, and then schedule them. It's a great setup. I've tried it. I've done it. It works. So for entrepreneurs out there trying to boost their engagement and really create conversation on their personal page, it's a wonderful thing to do. I do recommend MJ and all of her businesses. All 4 of them are verified in our directory. So if you're needing travel, if you're needing wellness products, if you're needing digital products, she is the person. If you need custom tees, I cannot with you and Leslie. Y'all, I'm trying to get through this with a straight face.
No.
Not you. Are you Millie Rock? Is that what you're doing?
I'm Millie Rock. Block.
Okay. If you need a professional dancer, these are all things that MJ does. But the credibility and the consistency is there. And if there's anything you can leave with tonight is find something that you are truly passionate about, because when you're passionate about it, your actions are going to show. And for MJ, she's passionate about quality. She's passionate about productivity, results, reliability. Those are the things that I think of when I think of MJ. And I say this because we've been interviewing her on this show for, I want to say years now, right? It's been more than 1 year.
It's definitely been more than a year.
Yeah. So we've been
We might be
MJ
working
for
on
this
about
show.
3.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, it's been a minute. I knew that, but I was like, how
Yeah.
many? We've been interviewing MJ on this show for years. She's been a member of our directory for years, and she always shows up for her brand and for her dreams. Even on days when she feels a little tired or had a bad day, she still pushes through. So, she's an example of that. I got to be there for myself. I got to work hard for the people that I know might be able to use a solution. We still want to encourage self-care, but I want to give flowers to another amazing Black businesswoman who does great things, and small business owner, because everyone that I've interviewed this evening, they're passionate about what they do. So if you need travel, if you need custom tees, if you need digital products and flyers so that you can go and post these on your platforms and have engagement, you need to be getting with MJ. I'm telling you. And if you need a detox tee, all I can tell you is you need to be with MJ like yesterday. That detox tea is the truth. And we're not going to talk about that tonight because that is a conversation that I have to prep the audience for. But at the end of the day, she is your lady for any of those industries. Get with her. She's going to take care of you in every single one of them. And the thing that makes her stand out, just from my experience of shopping with her, but also from seeing my shoppers shop with her and people in our community shop with her, is that at the end of the day, MJ is passionate about providing an exclusive experience. So there's always going to be some kind of special gift or reward or perk that you're going to get being a part of her experience. Think about the digital studio. She just dropped that she has free items available or discounted items available on her website. And she does do freebies once the first Friday of every month?
Every Friday.
Every Friday. Okay. There you have it.
Every Friday.
In her travel community, she has a private community where you can go and connect with people and have a good time and laugh and learn about travel and get inspired before you're ready to make that jump or make that purchase. Just to know that she's real, you can do that. And she welcomes you to do that. In her travel newsletter, you can get 15% off for becoming a part of her newsletter and staying with her. So these are things that you can receive, and you have those resources in front of you. Take advantage, invest, shop, treat yourself, because that's what you'll be doing. You'll be getting spoiled. And I really want y'all to just lean into these small businesses in our community, because there's people who have been through these walks of life that understand exactly where you're coming from and exactly how they can bring a solution to your life and make you smile. And that's what it's about at the end of the day. It's delivering a service, making people smile, and letting them know that we're a community. Yes, we are businesses. Yes, we are a directory, but we are a community full of real people, moms, daughters, sisters, wives, business owners, service providers, community leaders, experts. It's full of so many wonderful people. So kudos to you, MJ, and keep up the amazing work.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Were we about to do a dance or something? What are we doing? We are so unserious. It's actually becoming crazy how unserious we are.
Yeah, but, delirium is starting to set in.
It is. But it's later on in the evening, y'all. We passed the show, so I think this is just our bedtime, and we need to go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah, it's definitely past my bedtime. It's 10:45.
Let's put you in that bed, because we got you over here dancing on the interviews. Lord, I'm dancing with you.
It's 10:45 Eastern Standard Time. If that doesn't tell you something.
Oh yeah. It's time for MJ to go to bed, guys. Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and end this interview, but I do encourage everyone, if you have questions, to head over to her website, and I will pin it to the screen one more time so that you can check it out. And everybody who wants to stay tuned for the show, I do have one resource I'm going to share this evening, and I'm gonna post it on the screen. So thank you very much, MJ. You have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you. You too. All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching the show. I truly appreciate you. We were able to interview 3 wonderful professionals tonight. The first professional was based in the financial industry. She provides financial consulting, and she's providing it at 90% off to a limited amount of people if you use my code KBOSS, so capital KBOSS, and you're going to get 90% off of a 1-year financial consulting membership. This membership comes with a financial needs analysis to determine where you're at and what your goals are. It also comes with one-on-one financial consulting monthly, so an ongoing monthly support session of financial consulting. And it also comes with access to her private financial consulting community. The founder of this business is Leslie Mahone, and her brand is called Leslie Speaks. So if you would like to be a part of that financial consulting community with me, amongst other amazing professionals and shoppers in our directory, then you can head on over to Leslie Speaks website. I did drop it in the comments, and I will pin her phone number here. So you can text finance to 478-955-2157 if you would like the opportunity to gain assistance, resources, and clarity on your financial journey. All right. The next business owner that I'm going to be shouting out that I interviewed this evening was Devron Lee. Devron Lee is an author. He is a leader. He is a podcaster. He is a creator and storyteller. And today he talked about his business that is dedicated to putting good things inside of your body. So smoothies, supplements, things that are here to help people support their health without them having to break the bank. And you spending around less than $50 getting nutrients that you need. And he talked about his own personal journey. We started off straight from the beginning of the interview with the fact that he was shot in the neck and paralyzed from the neck down due to the lifestyle that he was living around his early ages of being like 19. We transitioned into talking about the mindset that he had to develop after the process of being shot and working through that. And then we landed on the importance of taking care of your body and taking accountability for what you do. Not necessarily what people do to you, because that's not on you and you can't control that, but what you do, where you place yourself, and what messages are you sending to yourself, to your universe, to your whatever spirituality you believe in? What message are you sending based off your actions, holding yourself accountable to yourself? Last but never least, we interviewed MJ, who is the founder of the Queen's Digital Studio, and you can visit her website. Oh, I'm sorry, and Devron's website is livegoodtour.com/Devron Lee LLC. We also talked about his book, Chasing Purpose, which I absolutely love. So shout out to Devron. And then the next business owner that we are ending with, last but never least, is MJ, the founder of the Queen's Digital Studio. Her website, thequeensdigitalstudio.net, where she talks about delivering digital products to entrepreneurs that are trying to create posts to help increase engagement on their personal pages. These posts are pre-made. All you have to do is purchase them, download your template, and then you can go and schedule them for the entire 2 to 4 to 6 weeks, however long that template allows you. But these are posts that you can pre-schedule. She also talked about the different scheduling options that are available on Facebook, through your personal page, through your business page, and through your Facebook communities. So if you're an entrepreneur with any of those, trying to elevate, trying to monetize, then you may want to take advantage of her services. Now that I shared all of those wonderful professionals, I do want to leave everybody with one resource that is available on our website, bossbabeblog.com. We have officially changed some of the structure on our website. I'm sure you guys have seen some of the changes or noticed the changes. Originally, when you go to bossbabeblog.com, there will be a page that said Shop Small Businesses. Well, now when you go to bossbabeblog.com, that page is still there. However, I have the industries. So it says finance, it says travel, it says collabs, and we will continue to add specific industries to make it easier for our shoppers to navigate and find the solutions that they're looking for. As I add an industry, what you should notice as a shopper is there are 2 sections. The first section is where you will find the service providers, their business name, their information, what they provide, what state they're based out of, and what states they service to. And then the second part of the page is going to be the rewards, the promos, the discounts, the coupon codes, or anything that's available through Boss Babe Blog when you shop with this business. For example, if you go to our finance page, I'm doing finances because, we've been talking a lot about finances this evening. let's see. Well, it might take a little while to pull up for me, y'all, because I got a lot of devices going on over here. But when you go to our finance page on Boss Babe blog, what you're going to see is that there are our financial professionals. We have Leslie Mahone, founder of Leslie Speaks. We have Stephanie Leandre, founder of Simply Noble Services. We have LaSalle, founder of Work From Home Boss Central. She is also the founder of a new tax business that is listed on our directory. So you're going to see those financial professionals. But then when you scroll down to the bottom and you see the rewards, you will see that same coupon code that I talked about earlier, 90% off of a financial consulting membership. You will see a free financial checklist. You will see a free financial community. You will see a free jobs community. These are all resources that are available to you, either at $0 or at a discounted price point, to say thank you for finding them through our directory. So that is what you can expect to come more to come from. And then also, we want to go to the collabs page. When you go to bossbabeblog.com, you're going to look at the collabs page. And if you are someone that wants to collaborate, you can submit or pitch a collaboration. If you're trying to collaborate with a business in the directory and it's not necessarily my brand, you can still pitch a collaboration. You're going to say what you're looking for. You're going to say the industry of the person that you're seeking to collaborate with and what you're willing to provide. If you're just wanting to collaborate with Boss Babe Blog, then that's what you're going to fill out that form. And then at the bottom, there's another form that are dedicated to pre-created collaborations where you can decide on if you would like to partner with us through the ones that are already set up on our website. If your collaboration is approved, one of our team members will reach out to you and we will get started on your collaboration as soon as we've approved it. If your collaboration is not approved, you may receive a message stating that it has not been approved. However, if any opportunities that align with what you're seeking do become available, we will keep your contact information. So I've shared collaboration opportunities. I've shared financial resources that are now available, travel resources that are now available, and I shared all of the wonderful professionals that I interviewed tonight. So I would just like to end by saying thank you so much to everyone that has supported Boss Babe Blog. If you do decide that you would like to be a part of our mission in any kind of way, visit our website. If you're a shopper, but you still want to be immersed in the community or you still want to support some of our mission, you can donate to our missions. We do events like Soft Girls Sunday. We do in-person brunches where I teach kind of like mini seminars over ways to elevate your business as an entrepreneur. A lot of these events are $0 or they're going to be less than $25 or $50 to try to make sure that we're giving access to people who want to be a part of these tools, but maybe just don't have that business funding just yet, because a lot of small business owners are funding straight out of their pocket. It doesn't mean that they can't afford some things, but sometimes they do have to cut back on what they're able to purchase or spend money on because they're doing it themselves. So Boss Babe Blog is about creating resources for the community so they can grow and get to the place where they're ready to invest. And then we bring them on into our community and in our directory. But in the meantime, you can still take advantage of the free resources like our free networking community, our free networking events that we sometimes host virtually and in person. Our free resources like our free networking program, if you just want to go sign up for the program and have the information sent to you. All of these resources are available at $0. Even being interviewed on this show tonight is available at $0. It's a room full of rich resources, professionals, and experts ready to assist you and provide solutions and be honest and transparent with you about what they can provide for you based off of where you're at. All you have to do is step into the room, pull your sleeves up, and show up for yourself. Thank you so much for watching the show. I appreciate you all. Thank you for all of our supporters. Thank you for anyone that came to meet us at our virtual and in-person events. And I look forward to seeing you all soon again next Thursday on the Boss Babe Business Show. Bye-bye.